Hi. Hola, hola. I'm gonna sign in. Hola. Oh shit. Okay. I gotta mute myself over here. All right. Okay, y'all. Please bear with me for just a momentito, a little momento while I make sure everything's all. Because I'm gonna have the chat going down here by me because it's hard for me to see everything on the screen at the same time. Oh, um, hey. Okay, okay. Oh, hey. Shit, I gotta mute my shit over here too. Okay, okay. All right, it's 7:02, not bad, huh? Let's get Raffi Doll up in here. We're not gonna do any riff-raffing around anymore, huh? Let's get her going. Thank you for being here. Thank you for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with us tonight as I introduce our conversation friend, Raffi Dahl, otherwise known as Night's Light Astrology. So he'll be in the chat under Night's Light. I think he might have said hi. I think I might have said hi. I'm going to put my little hearts right now so everybody knows that I'm chatting here on a different device, but I'm not going to pay that close attention to the chat because this is kind of new for me to just kind of be like in the conversation and I'm hosting. So it's going to be really hard for me. I'm going to have to like pretty much practically sit on my hands, right? But should be all right. So let's bring Raffi in here. First of all, I kind of want to show you guys I'll type it in on the banner where to is your mic working and everything?
It should be working. Can you hear me at
Yay,
all?
there you are. Yeah, I see you, I hear you, I love you, all the
Perfect.
things. Very cool.
Okay,
So
cool. I'm on there now. I was looking. Okay.
thank you so much for taking some time to be here with us, man. Should I
Yeah,
do
no,
this
thanks for
view right
having
here
me.
so people can see our faces? There we
Oh yeah,
go.
sure. We're not
Yeah, you have a
sharing
nice
screens yet.
face.
Thanks.
Let people
You too.
see
I
your
was saying
nice
when you got
face.
on that you look beautiful as always, of course.
Thank you so much. Obviously I've never done this before, y'all. So, Raffi, you're more experienced in this realm, right?
Hmm.
As far as doing
Barely.
interviews online and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I didn't know if you meant like the tech side. It's because I'm like, this is probably the first time I'm going to share a screen, but I did a little bit of research, so we should be okay there. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of these with my friend Jesse, and then of course, like you had met me through doing the live stream with Robert, or like first saw me at least, besides chat. Uh,
Tell
but yeah, I
tell
actually just got done doing two podcasts back to
I was
back
gonna say,
here, and now
tell
I'm
us
doing my
more
third.
about what you just did.
Yeah. I was on with my friend Jesse. It's like a lot of synchronicities lately, like because I feel like things slowed down astrologically for a bit, you know, and of course we got the five planets retrograde, but I had a couple days ago just synchronicity start falling into place where I didn't have them. So only reason I bring that up is I did about an hour with Jesse and we just talked about current events and stuff, threw a little bit of astrology into it, and then afterwards he had a guest on that I love when he has this guest on. His name is Tyler, and then he actually wanted to do the a three-way. So we talked about his second ayahuasca experience and
Oh my gosh.
just really got into cross-referencing that with human design and astrology, and it was just a great conversation. We went for like about 2 hours.
Oh, tell us where we can hold on, tell us where we can find that information.
Yeah, it's going to be Transformation Podcast. And I can link it in the chat here too.
Yeah, could
Uh,
you please?
yeah,
Yes.
Transformation Podcast with Jesse Hunt here. But I'll get that linked here while we're chatting.
Okay, let me catch up on who's in the chat really quick. Christy Aphrodite, shout out to our homegirl, Christy Aphrodite. This is like, look at us. Like, I busted out of the other side of the screen, man. Like, most people, I guess, well, for most of us here, like, we already know each other. We got Christy Aphrodite here. She is an amazing homesteader, amazing herbalist. She comes up with a lot of solutions to, you know, like naturopathic, homeopathic solutions. She has a
Yeah.
channel people can check out. She's the Ozarks Church of Natures. We got Nora, our buddy Nora Rashid, the Queen of Speed.
Oh,
Oh, love
Nora.
you. She's driving and listening. We got me with my freaking hearts, as per usual, right? We got Christy is sitting by the fireplace. Oh, how lovely. Warlanda's cup of coffee with Scream. Yay.
I
I love
gotta
you, and
update
I'm
my
glad
channel.
you're here. And Paula and Josie. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Paula. Paula was okay. So Raffi and I were watching Merlin's channel yesterday. Do you want to?
Yeah,
That was a good one, right? I think that
it
was
was
one of his
really.
first live streams too.
Yeah, it was and then I think I only got in there for the last hour and a half or so, and it was just
Yeah.
phenomenal. Like I feel like I missed so much. I'm gonna go back and watch what I missed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a good you know, rewatch. Um, who else is here? We got Josie, we got Paula. I think I said hi to everybody. Did I? Mm. Well,
Oh,
we'll
you know
do
what?
our
I
best
can't.
to try to say hi to people as you come in, but um my eyes just like aren't used to doing all this multitasking necessarily. So what Rafi and I were thinking about doing today for the show here is we're going to read each other's charts. And he has my birth chart information. Maybe I should stick this over here. I might be able to see it better. I'm all
Oh yeah,
like
I know. I'm like
discombobulated.
over here. Like I'm used to having two screens for doing this
Mm-hmm.
kind of. So I'm like having to kind of switch between, and I don't even know if my chat's updating. So sorry, I didn't say hi to anyone.
I can't see the link. Did you post the link for the
I did. I think it doesn't allow me to though because I'm not like a moderator.
what? Where are
Something
you? I'm about to make you a mod right effing now. We're not even gonna put.
like.
I don't see you though. Put something in there. Just put like a heart.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh,
Trish, hey
oh,
Trish, yay! Oh my gosh, just Trish is here. She is an excellent reader, and actually, while you make your comment,
there we go.
she
Did it
uh
go through?
what? She's a great reader, and she just did a reading for me actually.
Oh, sweet.
Mm-hmm. And so, if we have time at the end, I'm going to share that. But thank you for being here, Trish. Sorry it's taken us a little while to like kind of get rolling, but if Robert Phoenix taught me anything, it's that like we can kind of like ease into the process, right? Like say hi to people, like
Yeah,
kind of
really.
get it moving as we get it moving. My phone is running out of battery. Um, and people are like, "Where's this stream?" Well, I set up the live stream on YouTube, but then I had to go back to StreamYard and like start a new one. So if you click on my channel, here we go. Good
Oh
Lord.
yeah.
Um, Do you want to tell the people what is your specialty and why? Something that I find really unique about the two of us is how different we are, actually. We get along so well and we vibe so well, but could you please expand more upon like your expertise? Like, I am really curious to know more about chart rectification, and that's like one of the first conversations that we really started having. Could you tell people how we met in person? And how we started sparking off this conversation?
Yeah, of course. So we were at the Dallas event here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
over here wanting to call it Rise of Guardians, the Bridge Expo. Thank you. We were at the Bridge Expo, and we knew each other in chat, and like I had seen you, and it was so funny because I was walking, I think like to go to the bathroom or to go outside or something, and then we walked by each other, and it was like we just immediately like kind of knew each other, like you knew me from
Yeah,
seeing me on Roberts, but I was like, you look so familiar. And then we were just kind of connecting, and he stopped me and you're like, oh, Night's Light. And you're like, it's Esperanza. And then we were like hugging. It was great. Oh my goodness. Like, and our energy just vibed right away, of course. And
100%.
after that, we had like moved over and started talking to Robert and like to a bunch of other people that were from Chattaria, which was super fun. And you just sat there, mingled for a bit. David came over and was recording, but in the midst of talking, we kind of started talking in our own little separate circles within the whole circle. And then you and I just got to talking about, astrology and our journey with it. And then I think that may not have been the moment where I talked about rectification or not, but we eventually started talking about that is, and I always thought that chart rectifications were so boring. And then I was kind of noticing early on that I was good at it, but I'm like, what? Like, I don't want that to be like one of my things and stuff like that. And but I really realized I kind of have a gift for it. I noticed with my mom, and then with who was adopted, and we didn't have her birth time, so I had to rectify her chart. And then with Nick Fuentes doing
Could
his chart
you
rectification and bouncing off of Robert with that.
could you give us a quick rundown of what chart rectification means, just in case anybody, I mean, most of the people on here are probably pretty astrology savvy, but could you just like give me your definition of what you do when you rectify a chart?
Yeah, just I guess a simple definition would just be being able to find someone's birth time, just
Yeah.
having their birth date with
Right.
their chart, and then it just gets into, of course, the archetypes. I think one of the reasons I ended up getting good at it is because I'm really into psychology,
Yeah.
and like I've just always been really deep into understanding people, figuring people out and stuff. So when I see once I added in the astrology to that, and I'm very big on Carl Jung's work, and I was
Yeah.
able to really match up certain traits that people have with things, and then it gives you so much leeway within a certain day to where you can move things around and start to figure that out.
For those of you who didn't know, Carl Jung was an astrologer. I mean, we know him as a philosopher, but he was also an astrologer.
Really like
Mhm.
it, and that's kind of what I think with when you get into astrology, and you find yourself having a gift for it, or even an inclination into it, is like you're a scholar, and Carl Jung I consider as someone who was a scholar,
Yeah.
and that's what kind of what you see amongst all of the people with the old definition of scholar, not this current definition that is I'm highly specialized in one area, but I think I know about everything, because that's kind of what we're dealing with these people who call themselves scholars now, you know. But no,
Yeah.
like the scholars of old, that like really like going up into like the 30s to the 50s, that's kind of when we started to lose it. Those were the ones who really knew so much about just what we define as science now, and then also the spiritualism and philosophy, and just all these things like coming together. And I found that the astrologers that I'm drawn to, the ones that like taught me, as well as just the ones that I vibe with, are very well-read people in all of these realms. And I think it's very useful.
Yeah. I definitely have studied Carl Jung, but it's been a long time since I've read a lot of his work. But I really vibe with the archetypal meanings in a lot of realms. You know what I mean?
Oh
I vibe with different mythological archetypes. I vibe with astrological archetypes. And of course, you know, I'm a tarot card reader. So there's archetype and symbology all up in my deck. Okay. All
yeah.
day, all archetypes. So,
And let
I
me
mean,
ask you, uh, like what got you into tarot, by the way? And like what was your journey with discovering tarot?
oh heavens. Okay, so gosh, I should text her right now. I'm gonna text my friend right now. My friend Emily, I was at her house as a guest. And actually I did an interview with her on my channel. It's called Featured Friends, and she's just such a brilliant nurse practitioner. And she is a really intuitive person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was staying at her house probably in my early 20s. So this was like 20 some odd years ago. And she had like her guest room or whatever. And I was grabbing some socks that fell to the side of the bed or something like that. And lo and behold, here's this tarot deck. And I'm like, what is this? And I picked it up and I started looking at the cards and I was like, these are cool, you know? And then I was like, hey, Emily, like, what's the deal with these cards? Like, these are so cool, you know? And she's like, oh my gosh, don't show my husband. He'll like her husband Luis at the time. Um, but he was very entrenched in his Catholicism to the degree that he wasn't open to other ways of knowing God except for through the boundaries of his religion, right? So
Mhm.
I was like, well, shoot, I'll play with the cards. I'm like, I won't tell Luis. I'm like, I'm gonna play with the cards. So that was like my first, they just sort of bumped into me, honestly, Raffi. Like I wasn't really looking. They kind of just literally bumped into my foot. So I thought it was cool. So then after that, I started pulling like one, two, three cards a day, just learning them one by one by one. There were a lot of really good
Cool.
websites at that time to learn tarot for
Oh, good.
Biddy Tarot. That's a great beginner tarot website. Um, there's a lot of really good teachers that I've had like throughout the years. Astrology more than tarot, I'd say. But the tarot just kind of grew on me, man. Yeah, and it just
Yeah,
keeps growing on me. You know what I mean? Like I keep learning more and more and more about it. Like there's a lot of
that makes
people,
sense.
yeah, that they can delineate that symbology. Like, do you ever watch Slick Dissident?
Oh, yeah, I know who that is. It's been a long time, I think. I know that
Goodness
name.
sakes, man. I mean, he breaks it down with the symbols. Or Mario over at Symbolic Studies.
Oh, he's incredible. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you know,
And
so
then
these
he's been
are,
doing one for every season this year, and that's just been great.
it just gets deeper and deeper, right? Like the more we
Yeah,
like do this stuff, it's just like the wormhole just keeps swirling and swirling, you know, you just get deeper and deeper. Like for you, like have you have you kind of been a natural your whole life or kind of more
my
of
thing
a
is
student?
kind of interested in it my whole life. I didn't realize how deep it went, and it was always something I put on the back burner to research later. I was always into other stuff, so I started believing in astrology when I was awakened. This would have been like 16, 17 years old,
Okay.
and then I always paid attention to sun signs,
Yeah.
and then I would
Yeah.
like tell people all about their sun signs and all that stuff. And like I like thought I was like so great and so cool with it and all that stuff. But I really just didn't know how deep it went. Like I guess at some point I had heard, it goes deeper, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, and I put it off for later, put it off for later. Like I'll eventually research this. And then it was my Saturn return that really brought me to it for some reason. to this next level of it. And that
Yeah,
just was
because you are seriously like, but honestly, I feel like a lot of people in your generation, and I'm assuming I haven't pulled your chart up yet, but I'm assuming that you're Pluto and Sag generation.
Pluto Scorpio.
Oh, you're
I'm
Pluto and
late degree though.
Scorpio?
Late degree, yeah. I think like
Oh,
24
okay.
degrees or something.
Okay. Well, gosh, then you got that investigative element. Ain't nothing getting past you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you kids
Oh
don't put
yeah.
up with no, you guys, yeah, you can't pull one over on y'all. Yeah. See, for me, like, Pluto and Libra, we're just relationally messy, I suppose. But it seems like your people from your generation and younger, from my observation, I feel like you guys get dialed in, like mentally, like
Oh
you
yeah.
guys get dialed in a little bit. Maybe it has to do something with flexibility. Maybe it has something to do with spirit. Maybe it has something to do with Pluto. I think it has something to
Yeah.
do with Pluto,
Yeah,
really.
it's that fixation, and my son opposes it too. So it's like I
Fixation.
want to shine the light on like everything.
That's true. You guys are able to like obsess about, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I see. I like my astrology is like more intuitive, but I am gonna read your chart here if you want to. So at the end of the show here, I don't know how long you have to like chit chat. I mean, usually when we talk, it takes like an hour or two just naturally, but like I did not
Yeah.
ask you about that. And then I'm gonna drop a oh, Biddy Tarot. Oh, welcome. Hey, Heather or Miriam.
Oh,
I'm
sweet.
not ever sure who it is from that channel. What's up? Thanks for being here. And
Okay.
Butterfly
Now
19,
my
thank
chat looks
you.
updated. Sweet.
Yay. Um, Yeah, so we can riff for like a long time, he and I. Like we get going on these
Oh yeah.
topics. Raffi has a specialty in delineating current events. Like I had mentioned before, kind of touched on before, I think that this dynamic's really interesting because I'm coming from a place of like kind of a farming background. Um,
Oh
I have an
cool.
academic background. I'm very like Taurus moon. I'm very earthy. I'm very Wisconsin. I'm very Midwest. I'm very,
Yeah.
you know, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily grounded all the time, but I definitely am not swept up in current events like at all. Like half the stuff that you guys talk about and like the people whose charts that you're doing, like I don't even know who they are sometimes.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
Alexis Wilkins, I was like, I don't even know who the fuck it is.
Yeah.
But I figured it out. But I figured it out. And that's why I'm friends
Yeah.
with people like you. And that's why I follow people who are different from me because that's how I learn,
Well,
and
and it's
maybe like,
likewise too. You know what I mean? Like
mhm.
I get something from it too because I am so involved in this stuff. Like someone who's disconnected from it balances me out too.
Well, yeah, you can watch my farming videos,
Yeah. I know it's
which
so
are
everything's so pretty too when you're recording. Like I've seen some of the ones out in the back and yeah.
we have a good time with it. You guys, I have another channel that's down
Oh,
below. You can click on that. That's got like some music and just fun stuff, farming. Just whenever I just feel like being a dumbass in front of the camera, I just post on that channel. This channel is more for astrology and tarot. This is business. This is like my
yeah.
mullet. Business in the front, party in the back.
Oh,
But definitely today we were going to zero in on kind of like each other's charts, but I was going to look at the transits too and see how this specific new moon energy is maybe affecting you and me on a personal level, but also like for the rest of us, like maybe other people can learn from us doing this. So does that sound good to you?
yeah, that sounds great. And I've got plenty of time too, so I won't be in any type of rush or anything if we want to like chit chat after and all that, like you were saying earlier, like no problem.
Perfect. Yay, thank
And there's
you.
always a flow when we talk, so it's just.
I know, right? Well, hopefully other people find it entertaining too. We don't take too long. Thanks for spending some of your evening with us, by the way, everybody. And hi
Yeah.
Sharon, how are you? Um, thank you for taking some time, to chill with us. And I just felt like cozy, I'm in the recliner and it's like, oh, we're all just
Yeah.
like cozy, just talking together, and it's kind of neat. So, okay, I'll go first. You can pull my chart up. You can do that from your end, or do I have to do something?
I should be able to screen share right here.
Okay,
If this is
cool.
it. Share screen. Okay, perfect.
So I might have to change this so that you can do that.
Then we'll just do my entire screen because I got it all set up. Okay. There we go. And then we can, I got a granted access. Good thing we're just working through the kinks right now, Then it will be very fast and anytime in the future. All right, there we go. All right, should go through.
So Raffi and I both, when we read other people's charts, we do not look at this ahead of time. So this is like, it's because it's like looking at the cards ahead of time. Like I probably wouldn't pull your cards and then talk to you about it. You know what I mean? You're sitting right here with me, or I'm doing my quick hit tarot, like I'm reading it as it comes, because it's sort of like almost like channeling. It's almost like a flow, right? And
Yeah.
so he has a similar style of doing that too. So he just got my birth information, like whatever, like right before we went on here, basically. And I still honestly have to pull his up. So while he's pulling mine, is it sharing?
I have to leave the room and come back, and then it will let me share screen with you now that I
Okay,
gave
sounds
it
cool.
permissions. So I'll
Okay,
be right
perfect.
back.
Awesome. Hey Sam, what's up, dude? Nice to see you. I'll come back here and just say, yeah, I have been doing some traveling. I've been traveling here and there and everywhere, but I'll probably talk more about the where and the when after it's done, because I mean, gotta have some secrets, right? It's Scorpio season. You gotta keep a little bit of the mystery, right? Um, Definitely for me, I don't know if you guys want to chime in. I know Heather from uh, Woke One's Revolution is a really great astrologer and intuitive. A lot of you in chat, Nora, you're a great astrologer. Warlanda, so are
Oh
you,
yeah.
even though a lot of you are great astrologers, and your perspectives are really appreciated. And I'm just curious if anybody has felt anything. I know that some of you have felt this moon in different ways. Scorpio energy in general, it's going to be, kind of on the more deeper side. When you think about water, there's three water signs in the zodiac, right? Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And when we have Cancer, that's represented by the crab. Is the picture working for you, Raffi, or
No, I guess not.
do you need
Still,
me to do? I can.
I'll try one more thing here. Maybe if I just
Do I
do it
have
like
to?
this, could it work?
Um. Oh, there you went. I don't know where you went. Oh, he left again. There's three water signs in the zodiac: Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. When you think about Cancer energy, that's represented by the crab. So that's the type of water that's kind of like close to home. Like that's the kind of water that's like in your sink, that you're brushing your teeth with, that you're taking the shower with, right? That's the kind of water that's like close to the shore. You can imagine like the crab like scurrying in or scurrying out. But then you get to Scorpio. That gets a little deeper. The scorpion is interesting that it's a water sign, right? Because the scorpion is a desert creature. Um, But the scorpion is a water sign because it's deeply emotional. And water
All right.
represents emotion in both the tarot and in astrology. Water is life, and our emotions can kind of dictate, we usually feel things before we think it or are able to see it, right? You can feel somebody coming into the room before you see them, And water signs are very aware of that. They're very aware of the emotional temperature in the room. They're very aware of even you can imagine a fish swimming in water. They can't swim through mucky water for very long. Oh, here we go. Oh, so you need me to put it on. Okay, here we go.
Nice. All right.
Uh-oh, that's it, guys.
That's
Here
good.
we
Okay.
go. Here we go, guys. It's all on the table. You
Putting it all
know,
out there, right?
we had talked about this earlier. I said, "Hey, I have this idea for our conversation. I'm gonna call this. I don't think I said that I was gonna call this the new, but I decided to call this the new because we're talking about new perspectives, new moon energy, and well, shoot. Depending how it goes, maybe we could come back once a month and shoot the breeze and just, see what's new, basically, right?
Oh yeah.
So, and also like we were thinking about other people to talk to as well, or if anybody has a suggestion of who would be great in these types of conversations too, just like shoot me an email. I am on my website, esperanzabense.com, and there's a contact page, and anybody can hit me up over there, for inquiries, readings, what have you. Um, by the way, where can people find you for readings, Raffi? And we'll reiterate this at the end.
Yeah, I mean, just a direct message on my X account, and that's
Okay.
at Classy Raffi.
Okay, sounds good.
And then,
And
oh, sorry.
no, go.
Yeah, well, then I'll like even with my YouTube here, I'll have that. Like, you can send me a message on there and everything, and I just still need to update that. I've got a bunch of gaming videos on it. I've got to just clean it up a little bit. But you know how it goes with Five Planets retrograde. It was like I thought I'd have time before, didn't, you know?
Yeah, I understand. Um, well, if you want to just
Yeah.
go for it, man.
You want
Like,
me to get
oh,
started?
what I was
Okay.
gonna say is that, like, okay, when we were talking about doing this show, I was like, dude, I'm like, what do you think about like reading each other's charts, man? I'm like, is that crazy? Like, is someone gonna like do witchery and shit, or whatever?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh my gosh. But I'm like, whatever, man. I already show my ass on many occasions. Here comes the Mercury retrograde, and I'm just swearing all over the live stream, like whatever. But yeah, like you can learn from seeing me in the open, right? And it is what it is. Like I think that astrology is a great tool, and I don't think that anybody's gonna know anything about me specifically that we'll about to find out.
Yeah.
Fat
Well, and I would say,
Fafo.
yeah, right, right.
Okay, let me give you the stage here, friend. And why don't you tell us what you see?
Yeah,
And
yeah, of course. I think the first thing, well, here, let me use my cursor so people can see what I'm looking at. You can see this, right? Just looking up at your 11th house. Can you see me moving my cursor at all? Or
oh, shoot, sorry. Could you hear me?
oh yeah, yeah, I think it was muted. I was like,
Oh, my bad.
but yeah, is that you can see me moving the cursor?
Oh, I can see you moving the cursor, bro. I can see that cursor
Okay.
moving. It's
Okay,
moving
and
and
this is
grooving.
like this is just the first thing I'm like looking at really. I'm not even saying this is like the most important part of the chart or anything, but this is like what's drawing me in first. And then it is that Taurus moon that you mentioned earlier and in the 11th house, and I really view that as like a comforting energy for like people around you too. And I even think of recently, I think it was I don't know if it was last night. One of these recent nights in chat, someone was talking about just how relaxing and calming your voice is to be
You
around.
know who it
And I even,
was?
yeah, who was that?
It was Nora Rashid, the Queen of
Nora, yeah.
Speed. Aw, she's driving right now, but I think she can hear us.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think maybe it was in the group chat or something. But
Yeah, she I love her.
oh, she's incredible. I was so happy that I got to meet her in person. Like, wow. And her and I chatted at that dinner with Robert and just like totally hit it off. Like I can't say enough good words about her. She's incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that 11th house there, it's like it really brings that in. And then you got the part of fortune in there too. It's like I almost tie this to like this phrase I have that like everybody needs a Taurus in the group, but it's more like,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Taurus energy, of course, like that. And I would say that with the part of fortune, and then depending on which system you use, like some people would call that like a conjunction. It's a pretty wide orb. I don't know if I call it a conjunction or not, with your Chiron there. And that really indicates to me like there was kind of the thing with Chiron is yes, it's the wounded healer, it's our deepest wounds, and it's how we heal people and all of that stuff. And that plays in too. And I think that that's a part of you healing people through comfort and all of that. But
Hmm.
also, it is in the shape of a key. And
Yeah.
it's like, I think that it's like unlocks at a certain point too. So I would even say there was a moment in your life where that unlocked, and then it actually brought a lot of good things into your and continues to bring good things into your life, through your networks, and not so much that other people do things for you, but in terms of like realizations, because the moon is not just emotions, it's the inner world too. So like
Yeah,
through interacting with people, like deep realizations that come through and that kind of stuff.
exactly. Um,
And then over here with your 12th house, well, let me let you just kind of comment on that first, because then I'll kind of move over to your sun here and stuff.
well, you're making me feel a lot warmer about that Taurus energy because do you know what? Well, you see where my sun is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what people say about that, don't you? What do people usually say about Gemini suns?
I mean, people will say that there's two-faced. There's I always hear the bad stuff, but I love
Mm-hmm.
Geminis. There's like the twins and all that, and they're, the alter ego, like the bad side, the good side. People say that a lot. But
Yeah,
then also it's very like a very mental energy. Like people will say that Geminis are crazy, that kind of thing. I think the moon balances you out though, balances that energy out.
I was
That
gonna
comes with
say
it.
all of that is true. And and also, you know what I mean? Like, I wish that I could somehow explain to people the dynamics that are involved psychologically when again, back to the archetypes, Um, Mercury rules my chart. Okay, the planet Mercury has to do with thoughts, communication, short distance travel, etc. Um, just for anybody who doesn't know. And Mercury rules my sun, but who's my chart ruler, Raffi?
It would be your moon, right? Since you're a Cancer rising.
Yeah. I'm ruled by my moon. So when people talk about just general astrology, just like the horoscope astrology that they read in the newspaper, they just don't understand. They just don't understand, man. I'm more than just my Gemini sun.
Yeah, yeah, really though.
So what else do you see here?
Oh yeah. Well, that with the 12th house sun, because we kind of briefly touched on the Gemini sun, but it is 12th house. And so I find it so fascinating that you talk about how much you're into the archetypes, because the 12th house, Pisces and all that, it is very archetypal, and like it makes sense that
Ah,
you would like be really good with tarot with that, and then of course there's stuff that comes with it, people projecting onto you a lot, that's a huge experience of a 12th house sun for sure. And it's conjunct your Vulcan, and with Vulcan, like people kind of, I've seen a few different readings and ways to view Vulcan, but I really like I like Robert's way of viewing it, of where it's like this the forge, and it really ties in and plays in with your moon. I would think like they're kind of like this I don't know if I want to say like anchor, but like this very good point on your chart and where the energies do balance each other, because there's that like forging that's coming through. It's like you reach these new realizations, you're able to ground yourself in things through the ideas that you have. Like you can manifest those, that you can send those over to your Taurus moon, and then you can involve other people in it, and create that abundance, like on this collective level within your networks and all that. And I mean, even just being a Gemini itself, it does deal with communication with other people and all that. And then there is this with series there too, makes a lot of sense, because like it isn't just that you are divine feminine. It isn't just that you bring that Cancer rising energy, that like a motherly safe feeling for people. But like on top of it, you can switch between your modes of femininity, and I would expect that like that you follow like the Lilith energy pretty well. Is that like about right?
Yeah, I can definitely get there with Lilith for sure.
Yeah.
Especially during a Scorpio new moon,
Oh yeah, this like it's the vibe shift is
dark,
definitely different.
deep, and very I relate Black Moon Lilith to sort of like a Venus and Scorpio vibe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I
You
would
know what I
too.
mean? Like
Yeah.
that kind of relates to me like in my mind of like that like vibe. It can be a little bit frightening for people at times. People don't always want to deal with like the gothy emo ness that is involved there. But yes, I go there.
Mhm.
I'm quite emo at times. Here, I can put
Well,
my
and there's like, oh, I'm sorry.
I said I'll put my camera back on. I just turned it off because I was like looking up your chart just then
Oh yeah, no worries. I
while
had
you
mine
were
off. I had
talking.
the camera off screen, so I didn't notice. It's okay. Um,
Oh, I would like to mention what Heather at Woke One's Revolution, I just caught it out of my eye. It says, like myself, astrology Uranus is fated vertex in your life. Yeah, so like absolutely, absolutely. So do you also have those placements? We're probably about the same age, but your vertex, is it close to your Uranus, Heather? Or a vengeful Juno that had one too many drinks. Oh my gosh, that has so been me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Y'all are calling my ass out. This is so true though. Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
it's that season. Even like I hadn't drank in 2 years, and during the Scorpio season, I had a few drinks. It's like
Have
it's definitely that
you?
season. Yeah.
Well, what did you choose?
Oh, I had a couple of things. It was like I forget what they're. Oh, I had like Trulies. I didn't start with that though. I had like a couple shots of vodka. This was like throughout 6 hours, so I was kind of just keeping a steady buzz going. But yeah, it was and it was really ceremonial, because Torianne Draper, who she's in like Robert's chat sometimes. I met her through High
Yes.
Vibe in Sedona, and
Very cool. Was this one
she's
of
a
your visitors?
Pisces. Yes, yes, she was
So
2 weeks ago.
very cool, very cool. Oh,
And it was,
and
but yeah, it was nice. Like it just had been so long, and like sometimes it's so useful. It's just like really just about knowing when you're going too far with it, and like what's the reason. Like I'm like using drinking as a crutch, because that was the thing, is I just got to this point where I was abusing alcohol. So I was like, I'm going to take a break for a year, and then it ended up being 2 years because I enjoyed it so much. But I felt the
yeah.
call recently, and I was just like, I had a great time, and it really opened me up, had me thinking about things again. Of course, I did it with my Pisces friend, like this very on brand, right?
Yeah, yeah. Pisces, man, Pisces can drink.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
They can drink like a fish, like a
Oh
fish.
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my heavens. Yeah,
That can keep
the
on going on your chart, or do we?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me have it. Let me have it because guess what? It's your turn next.
I know, right? Oh boy, no, it'll be fun. I do like my chart. But yeah, I was talking about the Vulcan last there, and then like the moon, or not the moon, excuse me, Venus retrograde, and then Vesta on top of it in the 12th. It's like, girl,
Yeah.
you've been in some entanglements for sure. But
Ugh.
I feel like it brings you to this place of like real knowledge,
Oh,
to where you can help people with it, tying in back
crap.
into that Lilith energy. We haven't even like hit your Lilith or anything like that, but just the Lilith energy in general we're talking about. It actually like helps you help other people, I would say. And then like through that, I would even connect it to your tarot. There's probably some deep connection between the relationships you've had that haven't went well and like your tarot itself, and allowing yourself to put up like yourself to help others, and yourself put up boundaries and all that in
Yeah.
relationships, like knowing where they're at and everything like
Huge,
that. But
huge. Yeah, that's a
yeah, for
big
sure. And then
journey. What do
and
you
I've
think
always
in
viewed, oh
general?
sorry.
Could you explain to people in general what are some of the characteristics that you have noticed with have you had a lot of clients with a Venus retrograde in the 12th?
I'm trying to think of Venus retrograde. I don't think I've ever had one in the 12th. No, but I've had like maybe two or three Venus retrogrades. They're a bit rare for me to see within my own clients.
I don't get a lot of Venus retrogrades, nor do I get them in the 12th when I
Yeah.
am studying other people's charts. So, I mean, not only do I have the blind spot of looking at my own chart, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could
Yeah,
never
yeah.
look in the mirror and see yourself fully. Like, it's
And
just
and that's what's so
impossible.
exciting about this too, is like, like having similar people that we're into, and like we have our own styles, but then like it's just like we know that we're at least like working with good information and good vibes and all that stuff for these readings. So it really lets us be receptive to. And it's so funny to say that too, because I would feel like there is this receptivity that Venus in the 12th gives you to things coming through. I would also say that,
Yeah.
especially because you're a woman.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that is true. And what just in general, because this could help other people that are watching this too. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, money. Um, when Venus is in a strong position, when she's happy, imagine Venus is like a luxurious, abundant empress card type woman, right? She's grown, she's fertile, she's luscious, she's able to reinvest and have her wheat fields keep growing and growing and growing. But when Venus has issues, like for me, I think I express my Venus retrograde with a lot of anxiety, to be honest. Like I have a lot of anxiety.
Interesting.
Yes, I have, and it's hidden from people because it's in my 12th house, so people might not realize that I'm having like a freaking anxiety attack. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, yeah.
I'm almost always having one. Almost
that
always.
that kind of makes sense. Yeah. Well,
Life
it
life
almost
scares me, man.
yeah,
But yeah,
actually I can actually see that. Yeah, because I mean, with the 12th house, there is like this I don't want to say like it really, because of the hidden aspect of it, there are times, I'm not going to say all the time, where it gets tied to like the hermit type of thing. And then like I feel like you could carry that over to, and I'm not like necessarily calling you a hermit, but it's more just like the hermit is going to feel secure, like in their own space, like tucked away. You know what I
not to
mean? And
mention the
then like
crab.
tie that to anxiety. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And then I was even going to say like, because with your what's it called, with your Mercury there, like that's in your first house there, and there's not necessarily any type of connection to it there, but I mean that is your rising sign too. And then it's like yeah, it's just interesting. And the Mercury I was kind of tying a little bit with like the anxiety too, but I haven't even really gotten to it. So that's just an initial thought I'm having. I might even like take that back, honestly. But were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say, tell me more about Vesta and how do you feel with the Vesta conjunct the Venus? Because I just got a comment. I'm not doing that great of like keeping I I don't really like I'm not really keeping up with the comments that good because like I'm such a good chat person that this is really hard for me not to just be sitting here like in the chat. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be focused on this darn show I'm hosting, and I just still want to
Yeah,
be in the
well, and I
chat.
have the old chat window open here, so I need to actually open
Oh
up the new one.
gosh,
I've
yeah.
been putting it off, so I haven't like maybe I should open it up really quick. But what's the question?
And sorry, you guys, because yeah, I had to start a new stream. So if anybody missed the memo on my bad, man. Um, I'll do better next time, I promise. My question is, in the chat here, I just saw Heather say, your chart makes me wonder if in a past life you were a nun at a monastery taking care of elementary aged children. And oh, thank you, Nora.
Oh.
I'm the strength card in tarot. That's really interesting, Nora, because I've been pulling that card for myself a lot lately. You are a very intuitive woman. Thank you for tuning in. Oh my gosh. But she was saying that, and I'm wondering with the Vesta conjunct the Venus, I'm wondering if that does have sort of like this nunnery, like virginal kind of quality to it. Um, Especially there in the 12th house. Just explain to me why I'm not getting laid. No, just kidding.
Well, it's so funny because yeah, I actually do really like that. And I'm like happy you went there because like it's almost like I wanted to kind of see what you lay down first, like to feel where, but I guess it's you, so I shouldn't really be worried
It's
about where we
me. Come
go.
on. Anything goes. We can always delete
Um,
this live stream like later. Who cares?
right.
Let my ass
But
hang
it
out.
is like it's like the devotion, inner focus, and like I've even like tied wisdom to it a lot of the time. But combining that with like the retrograde Venus energy very much does give like that's very fascinating and like so enlightening that she came up with that because I don't even know if I would have come up with that and that's such a great descriptor of it, like that nun-like energy, and
Yeah.
not even saying that that per se is you, but like you know, like
No,
that's
but
very I like that.
honestly, like my little sister has been calling me babushka since I was like 16. She's like,
That's
you are
so
such a
cute.
little old lady. She's like, you are just a little babushka. She's like, you just need to put the freaking scarf on your head and you're good to go. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, yeah. I'm good. I'm a babushka. I'm cool.
No, and that's like that's totally that energy with that placement there. I really like that. That's incredible. I'm actually just opening up the chat. I'll move to your first house here. I'm just opening up the chat so I can kind of keep up with you and I can help you go through the chat a little bit.
Thank you so much. And thanks again. Just thank you so much. Thank you everybody. Like this is a lot of fun for me to try something new. And like I said, I have a lot of anxiety. Um, I think some of it comes from inside me, but some of it comes from outside of me too. Like electronics kind of give me, like I can feel Wi-Fi. Like, can you? You know what I mean? Like I can
Yeah.
feel, yeah. Like it.
Yeah, I've recently gotten to this place where I'm trying to get more in tune with my body itself because I'm a very, mental person, and
Mhm.
like I wouldn't even say like mental as much as like conceptual because I feel like a lot of heavy Gemini placement people will be a lot more mental than me, but I'm always conceptualizing things and I need to kind of go within myself a lot more. Okay, I got the chat up by the way.
Oh, we're gonna dig into that in your chart, mister. I'll tell you what. Yeah, as
Okay.
far as just general vibes are concerned, I think that I do really well when I exercise more and get into my body more too. But I'm also just such a cozy person. Like you said, I have such hermit vibes that like I just love being so cozy all the time that like it takes a lot to get me to want to go somewhere and do something, you know?
Oh, hey, Janice is
I've
in there.
I've
Good
been
to see
trying.
you.
Janice, there she is. Aw, yay. She is a Gemini. Oh,
Oh yeah,
Janice.
oh yeah. I
Janice.
love it.
Oh gosh. And I had the pleasure of hanging out with Janice right after bridge.
Yeah.
Right after we were at the Bridge Expo. Good old Tom. Tom, thank you, Tom. By the way, Tom, something is coming in the mail for you soon, by the way. Um,
Oh,
Tom
sweet.
was so kind. A lot of you all know who Tom is, but if you don't know who Tom is, well, he is T Jordan in chat and he is fabulous, as is everyone in chat is fabulous. Tom is especially fabulous though because he spent a freaking 6 hour car ride with me, man. No, maybe 12 hours because it was 6 hours one way, I think, and 6 hours the other. Or I forget how long it took. It took a while. It took a little while, put up with my and we just had a jolly good time. And but yeah, Tom and I stopped by to see Janice on our way back. And Janice, man, gosh, now she's a Gemini who has grounded herself in her homestead. I'm
Yeah.
similar in that way. I ground myself doing similar things, growing food, working with animals. That helps. Lately I've
Yeah.
been
And like,
trying to
and with
hike more.
her and yourself too, like I'll see the like where that like mental energy comes in and that quick-wittedness, like that sharpness and everything like that. And it is the kind of thing that you have to ground for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else do you see there, mister?
Yeah, so going on to your Mercury here in the first house, this is kind of like, of course, going back to this, it made me think that this is some portion of where the anxiety comes from. Because it's in the first house of self, first house ruled by Aries, of course, for anyone in the chat. But then like it's kind of like this vibe of like overthinking, like I don't know if I want to say overthinking situations, but it's almost like the mental faculties like aren't going to be as grounded when you aren't at home,
Yeah.
or where, but then there's that sextile up there to the Chiron and Taurus. So it's like also nature's very healing. Going on the hikes, like you said, is like very, very good. And there's this play on like where your mental state is at when you're outside of the home. And then, like how are you grounding that mental state? Like, and I feel like it's like I'm really looking at that placement for where the anxiety, and then it also sextiles that Mars in Virgo, which is kind of like that's like a pretty tough placement to have with the Mars Virgo there too. I would almost
Yeah,
say just both of those going in.
I like how you started with my 12th house and then started to move. I like how you started there and are kind of like, I like how you started with the like positive, like with the moon, like, ooh, hey, look at that Taurus moon. Because now we're coming down. Now we're coming down. Now we're coming
Yeah.
down to the empty ass second house. We all, and then we get to the third house, and then we get to the fourth house. Now it's starting to get
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
Ugh.
But then also with the Virgo Mars, like it's like you were talking about with the gardening too, and
Mm.
with just like everything that you have going on with. I mean, is it more than just gardening? I think you said, was it something else too, or like farming? Farming is what I meant. Yeah, there we
Yeah, I
go.
farm, I garden.
Yeah, and that's just beautiful. But with that like sextile there, like technically they're great placements, technically. But it's just when one is out of alignment, then it's like the other ones kind of have these problems. That's just what I've noticed within my clients personally. Like other astrologers may disagree with that kind of stuff too, but that's why we all have our different styles and stuff like that. So
Well, yeah, and it seriously, like I have been blessed with such good readings lately. Like it's phenomenal. Just card readers, our good girl Claire, people were asking about her in chat the other day over at Roberts, and she gave me a banging card reading, man. Like, don't think that just because we're, readers that we don't get readings too. Like I
yeah.
do you get readings? Do you
Oh
have
yeah,
some?
like I've
Yeah.
got the five friends from Sedona, and we
Hmm.
all have each other's charts, and we all always like bounce stuff off, and we've gotten to all know each other's charts like essentially by heart. And then
It's
like when we sit down and talk, like we can really like have the deep conversations. We can tie it to the astrology, and all that, but not get like super fixated and only talk about that. Like we can talk to each other like humans and stuff too, of course, but like we just help with that aspect. And it's always just good to have those extra set of eyes on it, and then
Yeah.
of course, like little things like sitting down with Robert and having him take a look at some stuff too, like my astrocartography and all that, like super helpful. And all the people from Chattaria that were
Yeah.
over at Liddy Lou's house afterwards, and we all were looking at each other's stuff, like human design and just all of these things. And then just like you said, like having incredible readings in the last, like particularly last like 2-3 months for me.
Oh
Totally
yeah.
agree with that. And it's like we're really coming together. And I'll continue to go down your chart here, but I will say it's like falling in really well with these Uranus predictions that I've been making for like the entirety of the retrograde, because now we're moving into this phase of like everyone is realizing that the systems that are in place just aren't going to last. Like this is kind of what we're going to see over the next like 2 months or so. Say the systems that are in place really aren't going to last, or they're kind of crumbling before our eyes, and everyone's like grasping onto them. Like no, like I want change, but it has to be my way, which is like it's not change, because you're going to need chaos to have change, and stuff like that. But people are kind of reaching this realization, and we're finding each other like in greater and greater ways. We're sharing more knowledge and stuff, and really just preparing for this new world that's coming in right now. And it's just incredible to see too. And it's like the wildest synchronicities, especially like in the last 2 days. I had one earlier today, but these things are starting to fall in place. You'll see it increase for sure. I think we have this Mercury Kazemi Epstein files came out. It's like, if you don't believe in astrology after that, and I don't even know if there's going to be any meat in the files, but I think it's fascinating. It was like right around the Kazemi that happened.
I mean,
I
they're
went on.
using it. They're using it all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
Don't you ever go through your lives, peoples, thinking that they're not using it, because they're using it. And they have, no offense to us, but they have better astrologers on their team than us. They have like secret magical pros architecting our reality. Just
Oh yeah, they're
facts.
they're on such a level. It's like people can run into us and think we're on like such a high level, but it's like I think about that. Like when people say that, I'm like, dude, these people, they're on another level, and they're not even using it for good. Imagine the good they could do in the world. And then said they want to just
Democratize
control us.
astrology, man. Astrology for the people, man. No, but really, I mean, this is an ancient royal art, and I think that personally, I think that a lot of the fixed stars interpretations, I feel like a lot of Hellenistic interpretations, I feel like a lot of ancient interpretations for planets aspects are extremely fatalistic, because they were written with royalty in mind, with head of state in mind. Do you know what I mean? As they're writing these texts down, as they're saving these texts for like perpetuity, they're not they're not thinking about the commoner. They don't want the commoner to be empowered in this way. Like when you see yourself and when you know yourself, then that means that you can outsmart yourself. If I know that I have a Venus retrograde in my 12th house, like conjunct Vesta, I know that I might have a tendency to get a little hermity and nunny sometimes. So maybe
Mhm.
when my friends call me and ask me to come over for, like, for example, a beautiful brook trout dinner or whatever, someone in chat knows what I'm talking about, then I gotta say, yeah. You know what I mean? And this is why astrology helps us out. And not only that, but we could sort of get in tune with the weather, which is what you have a specialty of predictions. And when Raffi was talking about the Uranus transits, and also when he was talking about Robert, we're referring to Robert Phoenix of Robert Phoenix 11th house astrology. And if you just search Robert Phoenix astrology, you will find his page. Many of you already have, and you already know, but that's who we're talking about.
Oh yeah,
And
thank you.
not to interrupt you, I just totally started talking um out of turn. So sorry about that.
Oh no, it's okay. And I mean, I did glance down at your chart here too, just like while you were talking, and then I had something come through, so I'll just like say it while it's fresh in my head. But looking at your Juno placement, and like I love Juno, like I definitely like I want to dive deeper into Juno because I figured out some incredible things in people's charts with Juno.
Yeah.
But in your second house, ruled by Taurus, and then it's in Leo. And I always like to view Juno like in terms of like marriages, like and I usually I like to bring something unique or extra to a planet, but really I'm just like I'm pretty boring with Juno, but I still think it's so useful, and I just go off of the definition it's given. It's it's the wife of Jupiter, and it's about marriage and all that. And uh with that, and then having it in the same sign as your north node, which is in the third, it's like it ties in back to, in a weird way, and I'll explain it, but back to this that Mercury that you have, that I'm saying is like tied to really that anxiousness, and then even the 12th house stuff too, because it's fairly close. I think it's like, would the term would be intercepted. I might be wrong. I still need to kind of figure out. Interceptions confuse me, so I just like forgot about him for a bit. But
What are you trying to relate?
oh
What is
yeah,
the aspect that you're looking at?
I at Juno here.
Juno
So I'm
and
tying it. So I'm tying that Juno to your Taurus, because it's second house, to what you have going on in Taurus.
oh, okay, okay,
And
okay.
then I'm tying it to that overall thing with the Chiron, and how that was tied over to your Mercury, like that whole
Yeah,
thing. So I'm
yeah.
tying it kind of into that, and really like I think in this new world that we're moving into, and I'll have to like pull up your transits to go with this, but like that will be something that comes along. And I'm like impossibly single as well. We've talked about this, but like I think that the person that you find that will be the person you're supposed to be with will definitely have like, they'll have that energy, that balance, like it'll be a grounded energy, which is useful for those Taurus placements that you have, but it will actually dissipate the anxiety, which I know will actually kind of probably be difficult to hear, because like you are such an independent person, and like, what, like this is going to go away like when I find a man, like that's like ridiculous, and that's like disempowering almost, but I do think really and it's going to come from the direction, of course, that you're headed in this new world, and the energy that you take on, because your north node is there as well, and that's in the third house. So it's like, but literally, like you will just meet the person, though it'll just come, and then you'll realize like, wow, how did I like live like this before, almost, which is, it's kind of like difficult to say. I'm sorry, but
Well, maybe this nun's got to leave the convent. I will
yeah.
say with that Juno in the second house, I will marry for money. 1000,
Yeah.
1000%.
Because
And that's
I wanted to
very,
bring that up. Like he would bring some security for you, and yeah.
that would bring my anxiety way down, way down.
Yeah,
Money,
yeah.
money helps. And another insightful thing that you just said, too, very insightful, is that in a partnership that could help lessen my anxiety. And that is so true. That is 1000% true. That's very insightful of you to notice that. So you were noticing that between the relationship between the moon in Taurus, Juno in the second house, and making a relationship with my Jupiter and the North Node in Leo. I see. And
Yeah, and then because like even as we move on here, there's these trines that go up to your Chiron. So it's like holding a lot of energy. And I just feel like that's a very big part of the anxiety. And and that was like my initial thought too, was just like marrying for money, but like I didn't want to say it. So from now on, I will just
oh,
say
I
it no
will.
matter how
Oh,
rough it is, like, or how
I have
bad
no
I think it sounds,
problem.
I'll just say it,
If you don't have money, I'm not marrying for love.
because
I
I
mean, I'm
forget.
freaking old. You could see my birth date right there. You could see how old I am. I'm not marrying for love right now. No,
Yeah,
that's not
yeah.
happening. But like, I would be a really good wife, though, man. I have Juno vibes. Like, I'm such a good wife.
Yeah.
And when I have been in long-term committed partnerships, my anxiety has gone way down. And I don't know if
Oh
that's because
yeah,
I
for
am
sure.
getting laid and I can just release that energy, like that extra just charge or extra energy. I can become more grounded. But men ground me as, but so do women too. I mean, just having any type of buddy is very grounding for me. Do you think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
part of the Gemini, or do you think that's
Yeah, well, even though you were saying that, I would say that's a part of it. And then even just having that, that just that other person nearby, because you're so archetypal, because so much comes through you. That's another layer that adds to it, of like having someone to really like just, ground you. I hate to overuse the word ground, but like, and I feel like there's a better word I could use as well, but definitely, because I'm like, I really, a lot of people's charts that I'm reading are 12th housers. I get a lot. My mom is a 12th houser,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Where's her
yeah.
son?
Sun Scorpio and Scorpio rising, double Scorpio.
12th house?
She's very
Wow. Is
intense.
she mystical?
Oh yeah, she
Like,
dreams the
do you get
future.
this from her?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So she like dreamed the future all the time growing up. She would like tell me something was going to happen, and then it would happen and all that. And then now like I'm in the dream world, but I don't like dream the future. I kind of do past life, but I definitely inherited like a mystical quality from my mom. Oh yeah. It's just it's more grounded in like the masculine energy, so it's kind of more of a celestial thing, but yeah. Um Let me see here. Oh, what's going on in chat? Cool. Top
Look
tier
who's
wife vibes.
here.
Hey, Merlin. Good to
Look
see you,
who's
Merlin.
here. Yay.
And yeah, we were kind of like looking at your north node. I mean, I think like what you're doing now is like perfect, because you do show off this there's always like a little bit of fire that's coming through, in your tarot readings. I love to watch them. There's like, it's like a sassiness, I would say. I love the sassiness that comes through. So like, and with that north node, there's a lot of things people can put on the north node, but I found it most useful to be like, this is the direction that you're heading towards in life. And it's going to be like through communication, through these readings, through these mercurial things that you do. I mean, that is going to be guiding you and have all the synchronicities and all these great things. Like, so the astrology, the tarot, even though I'm not quite sure if tarot was quite mercurial, but astrology for sure, I'm sure some aspects are. You can make arguments. I don't know as much about tarot as you do, so.
I think tarot is mercurial because check this out. If this doesn't look Mercury to you, like check this out, right?
Oh, here, let me have that. Yeah.
That's so Mercury, right? Like you're moving your hands, and actually a
Oh,
card
yeah,
did pop
yeah,
out. Sorry, I'm so like ADD. I'm just like everywhere. But hey, let's read the card. Oh
yeah.
shit. Ten of Swords. All
Oh,
right. The worst. This is about as worst as it can get. This is as dark as it can get. And guess what? We're dealing with new moon energy. So that was just as dark as it was going to get. With the swords, that's kind of things coming at us, thought forms kind of coming at us from outside, and there's not like really much we could do about it. Look at this, all that information that's been coming in the past couple of days and just all this shit going down. Like that is
it's
so
beautiful.
representative of the Ten of Swords. And then with the day dawning in the background, I believe that represents our Sagittarius sun and moon coming, because people might not realize
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like, yeah, we just had a new moon in Scorpio like early this morning at like what, 1 in the morning, 12 in the morning, something like that, midnight. But even by now, I think by tonight, the sun and the moon will have already shifted into Sagittarius, no?
Yeah, because I was just thinking that too. I forgot to look at the chart at the moment, so I'm only up to date as of like, 3 a.m. this morning was the last time I looked, but I was like, we should be moving in pretty soon.
Exactly. So I think that that's like the kind of the dawning in the background here. Like Scorpio is, Mars energy cuts, and it cuts really deep. And sometimes we might feel like pierced. Like I know there's a lot of people who were exhausted lately, who were maybe feeling like, I know Warlanda talked about it on her Cup of Coffee with Scream podcast. She was talking about feeling the solar flares, feeling like energy shooting at a person. That's kind of indicative of this. And so maybe this is a card kind of showing us that like after this dark phase, after this dark moon, maybe there's some light dawning in the background with that Sagittarius flow coming in. So, did you
Yeah.
notice anything in chat that you wanted to address?
Nothing quite yet. I'm hoping that my chat is staying up to date here. Unless you're seeing anything to answer or
I
anything, I'll
haven't
just keep
seen
going.
you. Did you put anything in chat? Like, have you written anything? Because I can't see your name in there.
Oh yeah. Well, now I'm in chat. I had the wrong chat open from
Oh,
the
there you
first
are.
live.
Okay, now I want
Yeah.
to make you a mod. And so then you can
Oh yeah,
add
and
your.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then I see Merlin said the Moon Jupiter trine, which is of course that like going down the chart here, that was the next thing I was going to look at. And yeah, that was what I was going to say is that trine right there is just so beautiful between it. And first, I'll just talk about like where your Jupiter placement is in general right now. And a lot of people will talk about Jupiter in terms of like the places it takes you, and that's incredible. And of course, I'll talk about that too. But I always like to view Jupiter as the planet of like too much, and
Kuh.
it's like this spigot, like that, like you just need to know like when to turn it off. It's like it's always going to give you that thing, but you just got to know like when to like stop it. And that's the thing. And so it's so funny, it's in your third house of communication, and then it ties in all the way back to the stuff with your moon, and then the Chiron, which is in the same sign, and like wanting to be like in the house or like be away from people, you know what I mean? Like and how like there's that anxiety to like going out of the house. I know you told me, like
It's
sometimes like just have
true.
have a little assistance, a little substance assistance just to leave the house and deal with people's energy. And that
I
really like falls into that with the Virgo energy, uh right there, of just like there is because Virgo is about that purity too. And it's like, look at the world that we live in. And then like when you need to walk out of the house and sully yourself with that energy, it feels like too much to you. You know what I mean? But there is also the adventure aspect to it, because it is a freaking adventure when you have to go out and all the things that you have to see, the energies you have to deal with, the stuff you take on. This ties back to your sun in the 12th house, and like what you feel, like the archetypes that come through with people and all of that. And you can really just process that fast and know. And it's like, ugh, it's just a lot. It's too much.
Yeah.
But you're able to, of course, balance that out with the Mars that you have there. And then, of course, that trines your Chiron, which is just beautiful, because like it's like you're farming and working with your hands, and doing all that, the ways that you can give people service, of course, too, and keeping yourself in a state of purity too. And then we can even tie this back to the whole Vesta conjunct your Venus there retrograde, and the whole nunnery thing, like maintaining that sense of purity and all of that. I like the Saturn placement too here. But
Do
anything you want
you?
to add on that before I move to Saturn?
No, thank you. I would like you to talk more because I feel like I keep talking so much.
Yeah, yeah, no, you're good. Well, the Saturn here, so Saturn in Virgo, it's pretty interesting. It's like you have to adapt. That's like
Mhm.
the limitation that's put on you if you want to view it through the limitation lens. Saturn is like, it has the most points in my chart, so I love Saturn. And I was, of course, we were talking about this in Merlin's chat yesterday, but like I
Yeah.
absolutely love Saturn. But the thing with like a Saturn Virgo is like you got to really like roll with the punches, be ready to shift into new things. Like whenever they come up, it's like uh the little like toaster that could, or like the little engine that could type thing, you know what I mean? Where I don't know if you've seen any of those like movies, but like where
Yeah,
they just
I
have
love
to
the
like,
little toaster. The little
yeah,
toaster is literally like the sweetest movie.
yeah, that is like the best way to think of a Saturn Virgo right there.
Oh.
And like the energy that they bring to the world, but also the ways in which they have to vibe. And it's like it's kind of a lot of people not seeing like the beautiful soft energy that you carry and everything, and like constantly trying to beat it down, and you're like, nope, it's okay, like that's like totally that energy, and I totally see that from you as well you know
Thank you.
and it's a very light energy. And then of course it's in your fourth house. With a fourth house Saturn, I usually see like trying to, they're kind of similar, like a fourth house Jupiter versus a fourth house Saturn. But of course Jupiter is where it becomes too much, like Saturn's like the limiter. So it's like almost, I see them usually leave home like in a Saturn square or at the Saturn return. The Saturn squares being every like 7 years. And then
Ah,
and then yeah, they'll leave the home, and it will just be because like the home is holding them back
I
in a way.
just did that. I
Yeah,
literally just did that. You know
that's
I just did
crazy.
that. Yeah. Like
I actually did. I
I'm
didn't
still
know.
kind of like
I mean, like I
on the
knew that you were
wander.
traveling, but I didn't know like the story or anything.
Oh yeah, like I literally had not really. left Wisconsin for like 7 years, 7, 8 years. I mean, I had
Yeah.
gone on short trips here and there, but they were always with a purpose, just because, somebody was born, somebody died, or whatever. Like I did like little vacations and stuff, but they weren't for fun at all. Like I literally, yeah, it might have been, I didn't look at my exact transits, but that's a really good point. That 7 year cycle. And then of course, the 7, 8 year Uranus cycles
Oh
come
yeah.
through in my life really prominently too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I,
Yeah,
I
and
I
then
I find Saturn's crazy because it's like I think about it in terms of 28, but then I can break that down into four sevens. And it's going to be seven every time it um I think everybody in chat understands the aspects, the squares, and yeah, we're not gonna worry about having to explain like every little thing. Like people can figure it out, right? So sorry, what not to interrupt you.
oh no, yeah, I was just catching up while you were saying, and I was of course listening to. And yeah, I think that's like really all I would say with the Saturn. I mean, let's look at the aspect. There is the sesquiquadrant. It's so weird with me in aspects because it's like I look at the negative aspects and I love them, and then it's like the positive aspects. I feel like I want to tell people the challenges of those positive ones more so than I'll tell them the great things that come with them. But
Okay.
I'd say with a sesqui, like I actually like that because it's like once you do leave the home, then it's like it's setting you up for in the future having this completion. And I would just tie that back to, like that Juno and North Node Leo there and how that's going to come back around and really like get into the heart of your Chiron and all that stuff. The stuff that's really like hard to see too. And it would be, and that's in your 11th house too. So it's like the networks, the people that you meet, there's all that third house, 11th house play there.
I
Um,
love my 11th house, man. And I love my friends. Like, I'm so lucky with friendships. I'm just so fortunate with friendships. Really,
yeah.
truly.
And then there's even the square to Neptune in Sag in your sixth house too. It's like that whole like process of leaving the house, that whole Saturn square thing that we were talking about. It's almost
Hmm.
like that it was spiritually holding you back and you weren't living in your truth too. And then it's like, how are you going to, this gets back to your sixth house and then Virgo and all that stuff we went through of just the themes of Virgo, the archetypes of Virgo, and like what that means for you. It's like it was keeping you from doing those things as well. So that there's the service, the purity, and all that, but then also like it's Neptune, so it does deal with delusions and like lies that we tell ourselves and that kind of stuff. And that was like probably getting in the way of that, especially being in Sag. So that like now
Yeah.
I'm really starting to look at that and these oppositions that you have. I'm kind of skipping over a little bit, but I'll wrap back around here. But even with like the opposition to the sun and all that, it's like your full potential like is already great. But it's or say like where you're at now is already great, but your full potential hasn't even been like realized yet. And I think a lot of us are dealing with something similar in the ways that the world is changing and what we're seeing with these transits like the resetting of the world axis, coming up February 13th. But I would even say that a lot of these things that have been happening this year for you are really to set you up for that, for this time period of like where things are just going to really shift, and like you're in a very good position for things to shift in a like kind of a crazy way and like move with it as well as myself.
Merlin brought up a good point and a good question that I was kind of addressing here.
Oh
He
yeah.
asked with the Saturn in the fourth house, and I've had this asked to me before. Actually, I got a chart reading done from an astrologer in Washington, D.C. Gosh, like 6, 7, 8 years ago. I don't know. It was years ago. But he immediately honed in on my fourth house and he saw Saturn, Pluto. Um, and he's like, oh wow, like were you abused? Like, I mean, he just went right for it. You know what I mean? He wasn't tiptoeing
Hmm.
around shit. He was just like, were you abused by your father? Or, like whatever, did you have like difficulty? And actually, To be
Oh yeah, I
honest,
just saw his comment because yeah, that was my next was the square with the sun. Keep going.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the Pluto, yeah, the Pluto should be sext or trining my sun. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
I meant like Saturn. I think I had like I just briefly went over to Pluto, but I meant to finish up
Oh,
all the
sorry.
aspects with
Yeah,
Saturn there.
no,
Yeah,
yeah, Saturn.
because there's even the sextile. There's a lot of aspects right
Oh
there.
my gosh. Yeah, Saturn's all up in my mix, but do you know how it comes through in my life? You know how sometimes Robert will talk about Capricorn energy, particularly a Capricorn moon, as like mean mom energy,
Yeah,
and that's how it came through in my life.
very interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Because like my dad, my stepdad, um, like they were all my uncles. Most of the men in my life have been so like kind to me, you know? But I think that the Saturn coming through for me is like that Capricorn, like mean mom energy. Is that
Yeah, that's
apparent in my
interesting.
chart or is it just a coinky dink?
Well, I would have even guessed the father thing too, but when it comes to Saturn with me, because my mom is a single mom, like it definitely ties in much more with my mother because she had to take on this role of being mom and dad, you know?
Ah,
So
so
it's
it could show
very,
up. Hmm. Because Capricorn is the feminine sign, you know?
oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I associate Saturn with Capricorn, even though Saturn is obviously like the most patriarchal um luminary that we got shaking around. But
Yeah, and I guess my understanding was that Capricorn is feminine because he in the mythology, like it is kind of, let's just say it how it is, like it's kind of a bitch move to go to your dad and like cut off his dangalang and all that, which he did to Uranus. So it's
yep,
this is like, kind of like a
yep.
bitch move. All the women help him do it too,
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but
Absolutely true.
yeah, I think
Absolutely
the
true.
last aspect on that, we got the sesqui, we got the squares there, and then oh yeah, there was also the Mars square to your sun too. So I should get back to that. But let me hit the sextile really quick. The Uranus sextile to Scorpio, which is really interesting, like in the fifth house too. I mean, oh, and I would even stretch that out. I mean, I'd be comfortable stretching that out 1 degree because I use like 3 degree orbs to really being next to your vertex too. And so like there is with the vertex, it is like there's the karmic aspect to it, of course, but it's like I always view it as like a portal through which gifts come through, insights come through. There's like past life stuff with it too, of course. People can also tie past life stuff to the South Node. But I would I would say like it's a life of like it how would I read that? Because it's in your fifth house. It's very interesting.
The
Hmm.
Uranus aspect,
Because there's the unpredictability, there's like the rebellion and all that. It's almost like
and
when
look at what
when you
it's
do
opposing.
rebel,
What is it opposing?
your Chiron.
I always shoot for the dynamic. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. And
So what do
that
you see?
that
What do you see
Chiron,
there?
I mean, it's the Chiron Taurus in your 11th there that we had discussed earlier.
Yep, and the part of fortune almost exactly, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, the part of fortune. Yeah, because I don't have that turned on my aspects for the part of fortune, but yeah.
So
But yeah, that almost exactly.
I might have some quick shakes. Uh, a lot of my creativity comes in quick bursts. A lot of times I might have a quick shake of fortune, and it can be
Yeah.
as, you know what I mean? And also that electricity, it's also very electric charge, which probably also, I'm just a walking ball of anxiety. I guess that's all. That's all. But yeah, I feel like the Uranus in the fifth house, I've had incredible bursts of creativity and very surprising creative relationships. Um,
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense there. And then yeah, like I guess I would view that even as Telling the truth can get you in trouble.
100 freaking percent.
Yeah.
So many examples of this. Like, gosh, I wish my friend Cooper, I really wish my friend Cooper was in the chat. He could confirm this. Fucking Cooper, where are you? Dude, I've lost friends. Okay, so I have this dude, Cooper. He's like one of my best buddies. We've been friends since God ever. Like 30 years or something. We've been friends. Really long time. And he has totally seen me open my freaking mouth and have truth come out and have mutual friends of ours be like, meow, I'm done with you, kind of
Hmm.
stuff. And I'm just like, okay, I'll be waiting in the car
And
whenever
it can
anybody
seem
wants
like
to take
very
me home.
normal. Yeah, yeah. It can, I would say like it can seem very normal, matter of factly type stuff to you, but there are things that people do not want to confront. And it's just like,
Mm-mm.
whoa, like where did that come from? Just be out of nowhere. It'll just be like one hyper fixated thing that someone like has like totally like scotch taped and band-aided like over years and years. And then it's just like you like open it up, but it's like, I'm just like speaking truth here. Like, what the hell?
Oh man.
Yeah, and that's but yeah, with that sextile to your Saturn, it's like it really just fits into those vibes of like that can, of course that can be a limiter too, but ultimately you do want to live in truth. It's a difficult and it's funny because it's a sextile, but this gets back to my point, like I guess I focus on the bad stuff with the good aspects and then like the good stuff with the bad. But it's like it's a difficult placement dynamic, but it's very electrifying. So it's like you said, like you get these bursts of creativity. It is like the lightning queen or the ice queen even sometimes too. So you got to like, which one do you want to pick?
Sometimes I am an ice queen, 100%. When I'm done, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
I don't really have a problem with, not having people's energy in my vibe. If,
Oh yeah, for
uh,
sure. And then I think there was only one more on your Saturn here, or did we catch all of it? I think we might have gotten all of it.
okay.
Yeah, we'll kind of focus on your Pluto for a little bit here. I'm trying to figure out what. Oh yeah, it's your Mars. That's what I was looking at. It's the Mars
Oh yeah, go
squaring
back
your
to the
sun there.
Mars for a second, will you?
Yeah, yeah, Mars squaring your
Yeah.
sun there. Well, and then I mean, I'd almost even relate this to the kind of like what we talked about because that's in your third house, and then going to your 12th house, and there would be like unexpected things, shining a light on things too, like very easy for you to shine a light on things that like other people don't see, that most people don't see. It would be make like for good like investigative work, but I would even say more so with relationships too, than even like physical, although I'm sure you're great at investigating, and researching, uh just like research topics as well. But there is like this unearthing that it brings, and like look at it being in Virgo too, and that's like very like tending to the earth, but there's this unearthing vibe that I'm getting from it. Maybe you can hone in on that a little more, what I'm picking up. Oh, are you muted?
Yeah, I totally muted myself. I was peeing.
Oh. Great.
Hey man, this is my channel.
It's funny, we were like literally
I can
talking
say
about that.
whatever I want.
We were just
Like,
talking about the aspect that we're just seeing manifest with you saying that too. That's so funny. Like with the Uranus and all that. Like that's so funny.
like, dude,
Like shit, man. I was
yeah,
peeing.
man. When nature calls, you gotta answer, dude. Um, yeah, for sure. Well, okay, here, of course, I'm gonna be hard on myself because aren't we all? But well, maybe not all, but Mars and
Right, right.
Virgo for me really comes through as being like, yeah, super fixated, like you said, but also hypercritical, man. Like I can get
Yeah.
really, really detail oriented and just, on the shadow side, like I can be really critical.
Yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Because I remember I'm gonna make a mental note of that. I should have remembered that because when we had Mars and Virgo recently, Oh man, I was so critical of myself because I'm a Virgo rising. I was so critical of myself, and it was like bad. Like I'm never like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something because it's like, gosh, I mean, I'm hard on myself and others. Um, I have very high expectations and yeah, it just sort of it comes through like that. But you're right. It is better channeled. Like I better channel that Mars energy when I exercise, when I dig into the dirt, when I literally take a spade and like dig into the
So,
dirt. Like that's a good way for me to express my Mars um
oh yeah,
Virgo.
yeah, and like we were talking about with gardening and farming and all that, like I would always recommend that for.
I haven't had any PBRs today, Tom. But
How many PB?
I am drinking out of a PBR glass to at least represent like at some point. If for those of you who don't know, I'm a Wisconsin girl and I love beer and PBR is my beer of choice.
Yeah,
A, a lot of people don't choose PBR, but
I
I
had
do.
PBR back in when I lived in Minnesota. Like that was when I drank a lot of PBR because it's very much a Midwest thing, you
Yeah.
know.
Have you ever heard the song I Like Beer?
Oh no, I don't think
I
so.
like beer. It makes me a jolly good fellow. I like beer. It helps me unwind. Sometimes it makes me feel mellow.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, really, really.
But yeah.
Oh well, maybe that's the perfect time to talk about Pluto. No.
Okay. Let's talk about Pluto then.
Oh my
Shoot.
gosh. Well, it's good we kind of went over all that stuff, especially with like the fourth house Saturn and all that, and yeah, that Virgo energy is strong. I read what Merlin said, the Virgo stellium. I forgot to even mention that because I wouldn't necessarily
Oh.
consider like what you have going on in Gemini a stellium because they're asteroids. There's sometimes I use an asteroid for a stellium, but that's like if it's like say if it's Juno and like Jupiter and like the sun or something like that. Then like I'll I consider that like stellium because there's this tie I get with like Jupiter and Juno. Um, but no, with like the fourth house there, I mean it really ties into what we were saying about like leaving the home, the transformative energy that comes behind that, feeling like you reach this place of more balance, like with some type of home situation there. And I mean, and then of course with Libra, of course, there's the balance part of it too. But then it's like the people knowing you, I mean, they truly are transformed after they've known you.
Mm.
Like there is like this
Hopefully for the
transformative
better.
energy, and it like trines your sun. You know,
Mm.
so it's like it gets back to this archetypal energy that you carry to all this 12th house sun stuff that we brought up. And
Mm-hmm.
then like oh, there is a way like that it transforms you too, but then you can actually really like transform other people through that stuff because of course like with Libra and the relationships and all that stuff.
How do you think that that translates to my home life?
Yeah, I like what Merlin said there too. With the home life, it was more just kind of like I was saying, like oh, with your current home life.
Oh, thank you.
Um,
Thank you, Merlin. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, I don't know if you caught earlier how I was like kind of like lamenting how people dog on like that Gemini energy and stuff like that. And like when people are like, "Oh, what's your zodiac sign?" And I'm like, "Gemini," but I like roll my eyes because I there's so much more going on. Yeah, man. I always tell people, I'm like, "I'm a Cancer ascendant though. Gosh, golly, you don't understand." I'm full of love. I'm full of vim and vigor, but I'm also
yeah,
full of
Bim, I
love.
love it.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, like super mercurial for sure. Yeah, and of course we touched on that a little bit too, but
So
yeah,
the
that's
Pluto in the fourth house, I believe that Pluto was retrograde at the time of my birth, but that doesn't really affect Pluto very much. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like shit, it's kind of like Jupiter, you know. Like
I
Venus
know because it's like
retrograde,
kind of
I'll perk my eyes up a little bit,
yeah, right.
Mercury retrograde, Mars, okay, now I'm paying attention, but
But yeah, that's like what I've typically seen with like a fourth house Pluto. is that there is like some moment in life where they, and it doesn't even have to be the home, but it could be like their, because there's also the sense of belonging too. It could be the people they felt like this belonging around for a long time, and then, excuse me, like leaving that, and then through that being transformed, and also like a lot of stuff in the chart being unlocked at that period too. Like I see Pluto like in Saturn unlocking a lot of things in people's charts, depending on where their
Mm-hmm.
aspects are. You know,
Yeah,
so
right
this one,
around
of course, has
19,
that.
19, 20 years old too, right at that degree
Mm,
too.
yeah, yeah.
Because I find the degrees to be so freaking accurate, dude. Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
crazy. Oh, and another thing too, you play with asteroids, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I want to get more into it though.
All right,
And
check this
my
shit
friend
out.
has been doing a lot of asteroid work. They taught me some stuff.
I think we talked about this at the bridge. I can't remember if it was you or somebody else, so sorry if I'm repeating myself. But so what I've started doing like the past like 2, 3 years when I run a chart, like is your name Raphael? Is your full name Raphael?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go into the asteroid list or whatever and I'll look up Raphael and I'll put it in your chart and I'll see where it goes. I'll see where your name goes in your
Oh,
chart.
sweet.
And dag nabbit, if it doesn't, I'm telling you.
Yeah. That,
I am
you know what?
telling you.
Maybe you started doing that because of the same thing with like, and this is what I've been putting off, but Sedona Angel was
Oh,
the
does she
one.
do that?
She
Where
she's
is
been
she? I
she
wish
got
she
us
was
into
here.
that.
Where is she?
I don't know. I should have texted her. It was such a busy day.
Sedona
This is my
Angel,
third
where are
podcast
you?
today. So I was like, I didn't really
Oh, I
text
love
anyone.
her. We are so blessed to know so many intelligent, wise, pun intended, people in this realm, man. Thank you,
Oh yeah.
internet. Thank you, internet.
And it's
And
just
thank
gonna
you,
keep
God.
increasing too with these transits.
Yeah,
But let me try to round out your chart here so we're not stuck on it for too long here because we're
thank
almost
you.
done. I might skip like a couple aspects,
Yeah, I mean, it
but
doesn't have to
really I
be,
kind of,
it doesn't have to. Just do what you think.
yeah, kind of went over that. Yep, we got that like sextile to Uranus. So I mean, really, and then like the vertex too. Of course, you remember what I said about the vertex. I forgot to kind of follow up on that. But then, like with all that like Uranus stuff that comes through, it's like I would think with that placement, with it being next to the vertex, I think you get a lot of blessings in disguise. I think is
Oh,
like a
yeah.
huge thing. Like it like it just is like, well, what the fuck just happened? Like what the, and then you're like, oh, that's why it happened. And then the people that were in that situation, like some wild, crazy, terrible shit happens to them. And you're like, oh, like I guess I got out of there in time. You know, like
Yeah.
that's kind of what I read that as.
Yeah. That's deep. That's deep. Nice eyes, Raffi. Nice eyes.
Oh, thanks. And then I kind of went over your Neptune there, and then the vibe behind that. I mean, yeah, with like really, and really what I look at is just what I said with the Neptune stuff. I don't really think there's a whole lot more to add. Of course, it's not even a personal planet; it's a collective planet. So, but there's still the personal aspect with the house. But I'll just move up
Yeah.
to the that South Node Aquarius,
Mm.
and I feel like that's like even though you and I are so different, I feel like that's kind of this connecting point on our chart,
Yeah.
right? There is like a it's like a conjunction, I would say, like to the moon, since it's a luminary, I can give it that extra allowance. You know, my moon and my Saturn that I have in Aquarius there in those last degrees.
Okay.
And then like this is in your ninth house, like I'm a ninth houser as well. And so I really think, and this is like the stuff that you carry, the skills you carry on from like a past life. So like that's how I've always viewed like the South Node. And then like it's like the things you're comfortable in, you carry these skills from the past life and everything. And then on top of that, like you just don't want to like get lost in it because like that's not what you're here to do now. Like you already did that well in another life. Like so you're not here to focus on that. And that very much fits the vibe you were talking about of like, I'm not really into like current events or politics or like any of that like stuff, you know, because that's really like Aquarian and like Jupiterian stuff, you know, like philosophy. I mean, the philosophy stuff is good because you, I would say you like carry that too. But what I'm getting at is you pick these things up so fast and you know about them, like as we speak about them. But like it wouldn't always be your focus, especially more so the politics and current events and all that stuff, more of the Aquarian aspect of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
politics is more like Sagittarian, so it's like Jupiterian, but I'm, ninth house and stuff. So,
It's accurate. And it's very easy for me to pick up languages, like foreign languages.
oh yeah, wow, that makes
Hmm.
sense.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna save
speak
that in my head. Makes a lot of sense.
yeah, I speak more than one language fluently.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
And I speak quite a few of them really shittily.
Yeah, right, right. I know. It's like I took 3 years of Spanish, and you think I'd be good because I have a great memory, but like I'm just horrible at it.
Man. So, wow. Well, thank you for your insights. I have a question about this new moon in particular. And how do you see that energy flowing through on a mundane level and ooh, even on a personal level? Because you got my transits up, dude.
Yeah, I was like, these are current, right? Okay. Yeah, cool.
Oh, hey.
Let's take a look here. With the new moon, I'm just kind of getting my bearings on the transits here. How have
Because
you
everything's
felt so far, just while I look at everything?
so yesterday in my chart, it was really interesting because I think that the sun was on my vertex and Uranus and Mercury, like all my vertex, my Mercury, my Uranus, like everything's lit up right now, man. Lit AF, fifth house.
Yeah, and it's like it's interesting because you've got right here. One of the first things I'm looking at here is just because of the Mercury retrograde. Like I'm like really perplexed on how it's hitting all these different people, and I know it's going for a bit. It should hit or at least get really close to your Uranus. It's about to pass over your vertex,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like I really view that as a something coming through here, of course, because there's this connection with the moon, and then of course I'm going to look at the moon here going forward, but connecting this with the moon because we have that Kazemi and the new moon together here. It's almost like there's a realization that you're like coming towards that like there's a newer level to a realization that you've had. And I would say this year. And you're going to reach like another level of that realization. And then with like the moon now moving into Sag here too, and it's going to catch up with like I would even say like in the next like 24 hours, honestly. In the next 24 hours, and it's going to be something around like networks and a realization that's coming through. I would also even say like new people that you can network with right now too, that are going to be coming into your life in like 28 to 48 hours for sure, or 24 to 48 hours for sure.
Heather from Woke One's Revolution, which by the way, everybody should subscribe to everybody's channels because pretty much everybody in chat has a YouTube, and I love this. Like I just love this. And she said, haha, literally, it's this astrology live stream. She ain't lying. It's happening. Like here,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm the fool fumbling in real time right in front of y'all. Um, I
Yeah,
carry
that
heavy
for
fool energy.
and oh, you know what? I would also keep an eye out for meeting someone, for meeting a man. I mean, the Venus is going to be coming across this stuff, but keep an eye out for meeting someone because with all this energy reaching a deeper level, crossing your vertex and all that stuff, it's just like keep an eye out for meeting someone, but like it's difficult with your vertex so close to your Uranus, you know? It's like what's
Yeah,
gonna come
man.
through? What's gonna come
Yeah.
through that,
Dude, seriously. Yeah.
But it's like that if but just I would say just be receptive because if you're being receptive to it, it's like all this stuff is passing through Sag soon. I mean, that's
Hmm.
like gonna cleanse it all, Like Sag just brings that truth,
Don't
that
worry.
higher truth.
Sag is coming. Sag is gonna take that fire and cleanse the waters.
Yeah. Well, and that was like
Oh
another
man.
thing I kind of was talking with some friends about is just with these transits in general with the Mercury retrograde. I was like, I think this is going to be a time where lots of people get like STDs,
Oh shit.
you know? Yeah, and so that's why I'm kind of like, be careful and stuff.
Oh,
Because
I'm careful.
I've even had people like come back into my life, and I'm like, why are you like back in my life right now all of a sudden? Like, did you like get an STD or something? Like what? We haven't
Oh,
talked in like forever. Like what?
ew.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just like I'm just not trusting anyone coming in my life for like that reason right now.
Seriously, people are interesting. Really. Like, yeah. Like it's tough, man. Like it's one of those things, you know. But yes, I will keep my eyes peeled for you know what I'll do? I'll speak it. I'll be like, you know what? I'm coming across some really awesome dudes in my life right now, and I'm so grateful. Just leave it
Oh yeah,
at that.
well, and then there's this trine with your Juno right now that's happening with your natal Juno to
Juno.
where Juno is now too, and that's like out at the end of all of this stuff. So it's just
Mm.
kind of like,
Wifey time.
yeah,
Wifey time. I have been doing the housewife thing for a long time though, man. I'm just not married with kids.
yeah,
But I seem to be doing just fine with the housewife thing. I
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
I love being home. I like working at home. I like cooking and cleaning and being home. Um,
Well,
do
there's
you
like
think,
I mean, it's totally in your chart too. Like that's perfect, and like that's another part of Virgo too. Of the Virgo stuff is kind of just the routines, the daily routines, and like the house chores and that kind of stuff. And I'm a Virgo rising, so it's like kind of like if I have that kind of routine, house chores and stuff like that are all done and squared away, all the full clothes like folded and stuff like that, like I'm good, you know. So it definitely like benefits having that housewife energy.
yeah,
What was the
especially
question?
since like maybe I was born that way because in the home that I grew up in, like I ended up having to do a lot of that stuff myself. Like my mom was pretty like not doing it. So yeah, good thing I have Juno strong in my chart to kind of keep me, you know, keep the household going, keep people with their lunches packed and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's just in
Yeah,
me. It's what I do. I like to mom people, but then that's tough in my partnerships, you know?
yeah, and then
And
I'm looking also I just was checking your like where Saturn is right now for you and everything too. And like I'm just making sure I'm looking at like the houses right here. Yeah, because it's like angled kind of weird, but because that would be in your okay, okay. No, I'm looking at it right. Okay, cool. So yeah, like right now you have like a 10th house transit of Saturn, right? Or wait, that's or it's about to
mm-hmm.
go in the 11th.
Yeah,
Like you
it's
got
on the
yeah.
cusp. It's yeah, yeah. And
Yeah, that's really oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm not used to looking at the kind of chart that you have pulled up here, so just a second. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and it's just pretty much the south node is right on my midheaven.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like really transformative. Oh my goodness. Like and I know that's not what these planets are about or anything, but I mean that yeah, that north node on your midheaven is just like incredible. It's like yeah, or yeah, north node. And then what I want to say is with this transit going on, this really like ties into all of the stuff that we were talking about with this expansion of your networks and everything. Because I wasn't even thinking of the transits right now. I guess in some ways I kind of was like just the energy itself we're in, but moving from the 10th into your 11th house. I mean, remember I was talking about like your networks expanding, things expanding and like and kind of going like you're really in that energy. And it's going to, of course, be like with spiritual people. You've got Neptune there, people that are a part of your purpose and all of that. And then, of course, with your Neptune placement too, you're going to be looking at that trine with Neptune. I mean, it's definitely going to be like I feel like that's like 10 years, but I mean, you're at least in like you're trining signs with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause it's moving so
Yeah,
slow,
yeah, right.
but yeah, like but
By
I mean, and
signs
it's the
perspective.
start of like something new for all of us, but for you, like right there, it's like this final wave as it moves into Aries of like new things with your public life, with your career life and all that. And then moving into the networking aspect of it. And then of course 11th house being Aquarius, there is that part of it that's dealing with the collective and like how you can help the collective and the humanitarian and all that stuff too. So, and I just think like that's something that you need someone next to you for. So then we can tie that back to all of these transits that you got coming up here, that were like that have Juno like ahead of all of them. You know, like all that stuff I was talking about right there.
I do need someone next to me. Thank you for being next to me. Thank you for being
Oh
next
yeah.
to me. Like
Oh yeah.
I
Of
am a
course.
buddy. I'm better with buddies. Like I'm very like self-entertaining and I do but my buddies put the spark under my butt. Like even just now, Sam in chat, transit Mars in your sixth house, time to hit the treadmill. Yeah, well, he's not wrong, man. Like I need to get some muscles, dude. I want to gain some
Mhm.
weight.
I know, right? Because I was just gonna tie that to your Jupiter right now, Jupiter transit in your first
Hmm.
house, and then like going back, it's like in retrograde too. So you can kind of like
Hmm.
get a feel for how much weight you've been able to gain, and you know,
A
if you need
bit
to
I
like gain more.
have. I've probably gained almost 10 pounds, I think, since Jupiter has been transiting my first. I'm trying to gain maybe like 20 or 30. 30 might be pushing it.
Hmm. I
If
know
it
I'm
all
like
lands
I'm
right here, I'll be cool with it, but
I know it's like it's been difficult for me to I finally got some arm mass, but it's been difficult for me like the last year. I'm like I can't wait for my first house transit of Jupiter. Like I can really put on the last bit of muscle and just like maintain that, you know?
yeah. Tom's
That'll be really
calling me out. She eats like a bird.
cool. I know
Oh,
I have
thank
to do
you,
that
Woke
too.
One's Revolution. I'm becoming a wonderful mother to myself. I hope so. I hope I'm a good mother to me and others, for sure. I'm a definite TT. I'm a TT to
Oh
very
yeah.
many. So, is this getting too long, you guys? Like, how do we feel? Because, um,
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say, I mean, I'm in no rush or anything, but I was just gonna say, like, if we wanna wrap it up by chatting about current events and do my chart another day, or you know,
let's do the current events and can I dig into your chart like next time? Is that okay?
yeah, of course.
Because then because then we won't keep it like too long for people if people are like, kind of getting a little restless or something. Like, I don't want you guys to hang around just to be polite, I want you to want it.
Yeah, of
I learned
course.
that trick from Merlin yesterday. He
I
said, "Yeah,
know. I
keep
was
them
just
wanting a
thinking
little
of that.
more."
I was just thinking of that.
But I maybe should have had you go first. Well, okay, whatever. It's my channel. Now you guys know who I am, like in depth, right? Um, and I would love for you to, yeah, should I pop, let me pop your chart up on the screen and we can look at, or, nah, you talk about current events and you talk about the transits with your chart, the way that you like to look at it. How about?
Oh yeah,
'Cause
yeah. I'll pop it back up here. I had put it away.
Yeah, because I have your chart pulled, but it's in a different format, so I don't know if you would like to read it that way, read the transits that way. I'm gonna pop your chart up just really quick just to look, just because I'm just like, I have to.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm just gonna do it quick. Um, but then we will. Okay, so this is our buddy Raffi right here. And I'm just gonna go through and highlight. Can you see my cursor?
Uh,
Can you see that arrow or no? No, you
I
can't.
don't
Okay.
think I'm seeing it. No.
You're not. Okay. So, first of all, I want to go to that. Yeah. Okay. So, look at, yeah, your aqua moon over here at 26 degrees. Now, I'd like to highlight that he was talking about that in my chart, how his moon is damn near conjunct my south node. Okay. So, it might have been very easy for me or almost second nature or almost like you said, like almost past life stuff, because when we came into contact with one another it was almost as if we already knew each other. We kind of
Yeah, yeah,
have a lot in common and we have a lot of similarities, even just within our like personal, like, we're both we're like mixed. We're both kind of like pleasantly brown people that are like into
yeah,
astrology. His vertex is also right in there along with that Saturn, which is, exalted here, the fullest that Saturn can possibly get. And then over here with Vesta over here. So we have uh, quite a bit of a grouping here with the Vesta, the Saturn, and the Moon. Vesta
yeah. I
coming in
wasn't
at
even
0 degrees.
thinking about my vertexes there. I totally wasn't thinking about that. I forgot. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
like forget, but I was focused on
Mm-hmm.
that. That's so cool.
Well, and that's what we were talking about too, like last night on Merlin's channel about like the blind spots. And I look at my chart often and I didn't see half the shit that you see. You know what I mean? Like it's like just
Yeah,
incredible just having another set of eyes. Like it's just, yeah. Um, And then let's see here. We got the moon. Okay. The moon is squaring the sun and Mercury. Oh, the sun and Mercury are damn near conjunct right here in Taurus. Um, which is very close. My Chiron, I think, falls at 15 degrees of Taurus. I got my moon at 3 degrees in Taurus, but you can see where like your sun, your Mercury, and my moon and my Chiron are all together. So coming together with that earthy vibe and grounding us together, it could be actually a healing experience for me. Your Chiron is coming through um in Leo. How interesting. Opposite your vertex. So after you get sort of like a life-changing experience through your astrology, that's probably going to heal your ability to shine in front of others. With your
yeah,
Leo showing up in the 12th house like that, you might have taken a little bit longer to become a little bit to take the mic. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And to either, do you do any singing? Do you have a good
No,
voice?
no.
You don't
Yeah, I
sing?
don't have a good voice. I don't mind getting in front of crowds though. I'll give speeches. I love speeches and all that. Like with me being the Virgo rising and the Mercury conjunction to my sun, like I also like have that mercurial aspect to myself.
So with the Mars in Leo in your 11th house, how did and also bringing in a trine with the Venus and oh my gosh. Yeah, you got Venus and Ceres conjunct in Aries. That's okay with the Venus and Ceres conjunct in Aries, like, and also trining your Mars. I'm curious what type of harvests are going to come through with feminine people in active ways as far as your astrology is concerned too, because that eighth house, I do associate the eighth house with like kind of that deeper energy that and also I think that you would have like deep relationships with women and deep relationships that could be of a harvest to you. For example, that relationship that you have with the girls in the group chat from Sedona Angel to your
Yeah.
friend that just came and visited you. And then
Hmm.
trining the Mars in the 11th house, I would just have to say though, like if you have to, I don't think you have a problem cutting people out or cutting out associations that like, you know,
Yeah.
um
And I give
with
people like the benefit of the doubt like more than I should because it's like very easy. And then like even looking at my moon, like I'm kind of emotionally cold and distant with my moon conjunct Saturn. So it's like, oh yeah,
mm,
no problem. Like if you're gone, you're gone, like
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, Aquarius moon is people do see that as being cold sometimes. I You don't seem
INFJ.
cold
I
to me
think I
initially
I think
though.
I am an INFJ, just to answer that question in chat from Christine. It's been a while since I've
Oh,
taken it, but I think I'm an INFJ.
gosh, yeah, I forget what those all I took that before too and I can't remember. What is that? Introvert something
I know, I'm like, what is that
something
again?
introverted something or other. I think introvert's the only one I remember. Nah, I don't know.
I just
You
pulled it up here. It's
Oh, do you
introverted,
have the new moon
intuitive.
chart?
feeling, judging. And yeah, that is mine. I
Oh,
do remember that now. Yeah.
what's the N again?
Uh, intuitive.
Oh, into oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Holy 100%.
Let
Um,
me go back
yeah,
to
I'll get
the.
into this deeper. I just want to look really quick just because of my own curiosity. I can't help myself. Oh, Chiron. Oh, Chiron. Transiting. Okay. Transiting Chiron right on your Eris. Okay. Oh, hey, man. Maybe that's kind of bringing up some of that discord as far as those relationships coming back for one other round. And or like you said, oh, what had happened to you? Did you get sick with something and now you're freaking getting a hold of me? That Chiron transiting right over that Eris. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Um, obviously we talked about Pluto stuff in general before. Oh gosh, Saturn's sitting right on your Lilith. Have you had any fears coming up in terms of just like relation well yeah but like that's what we were talking about too, just feeling like kind of dark and kind of weird with relationships in general and kind of having that fear of like if I'm gonna hook up with somebody or like it's almost like
Yeah.
kind of yeah that can make you stay home real quick. um and let's see
Yeah, and
I
that's
just want
that's
to
the thing
just
is like I'm definitely, I mean, I don't share my body often, with people
right.
or anything like that. And it's like, but I've been like feeling this call to, but then it's this weird juxtaposition of like I just not like feeling the energy of anyone. It's just like,
Hmm.
and I'm like worried what I'm taking on by doing that. Yeah, for sure.
Energetically and otherwise. Because also Neptune is just getting done. Set with Saturn and Neptune transiting the seventh house there. It would be hard to trust. It would be hard to trust people's intentions and it would be hard to trust the outcome. Or, but with this, I mean, you got Mercury right on your Pluto. Mercury, okay, so this stellium in Scorpio is pretty close to your Pluto. And Pluto in the third house too. So maybe you're just gonna go deeper in your conversations right now. Maybe that's where you're gonna find your depth and your breath. And like, let's see what the eighth house is. Yeah, with Chiron in the eighth. However, in the eighth house of sexuality, Abundantia, which is a asteroid, just it's just kind of like a good luck asteroid. It's sort of like you might get a lucky shake, so there is some get lucky energy there, but it's really close to Chiron. And like you said, like you might be attracting like wounded people right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a deep way
Yeah.
too,
And
with that
that's like
transiting.
very just true for my life, like taking on this healer role and like, doing it well. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
have a whole lot of situations where everyone, of course, in our field has like where they've given too much of themselves too. But I find I can give quite a bit without really worrying about being drained, which is nice.
Right.
But of course, I just like the hardest part of that aspect of the Chiron Leo in the 12th is like was a time where I was very out front and able to be open, and then I was like kind of beaten down and like made to feel bad about like radiating, for people. And then it took me a while, and I've been working on my Chiron in the 12th this year, and that's been a whole process of putting myself out there, like recording videos, being out there on Twitter and all that stuff, and actually sharing my work and not just having it with my immediate group where it can actually serve more people.
Your 9 year. And also with the Jupiter transiting your 11th, that should be very expansive in terms of your
Hmm.
networking and and bringing that stuff out to more people. I notice here that your ascendant right here with the Virgo is very close to my Virgo stellium that Merlin had pointed out before.
Yeah.
And so, with my Virgo stellium, I guess I could have put both of our charts up at the same time, but whatever. But it's hard to see though, like they start to get so small, you can't see anything. Um, but yeah, I noticed that your ascendant is right around it's right in between my Jupiter and my Mars, and it's not too far off either from my Juno. And with your ascendant playing in the middle of my third house, I don't find it odd at all that we're doing this type of communicating and broadcasting. You know
Right.
what I
And like
mean? Because the
and
third house is
telling
also
each
like,
other about each other, you know.
yeah, like in real time. And
Hmm.
then um I'll get into your chart. I'll get into your chart in more depth like next episode. Um because yeah, I would like to go through like each in detail, like how you did. I promise not to cheat. I won't study ahead of time too
Yeah.
much. But I was
It's not
so
our
curious.
style anyway.
I
So
was so curious I had to pick it up and just look. Because I hadn't looked. And then look at this big old square here. We got Pluto, we got Chiron, we got the sun and Mercury and the moon and Saturn all making this huge big, no wonder you love Saturn so much. Look at this big red square like right in your chart. You got like and I put the degree orbs at like 69% at a, so I mean I think it's giving it like a 3-degree orb, 3 or 4
okay.
degrees. So I don't know if those squares come up in the software that you're using, but I think it
Yeah, yeah,
gives it like,
that's those are the orbs I use, 3 degrees.
okay, I think it should be like a
I
3 or
think
4 degree.
I put like 3.5 just in case it's like right outside, like 3.1 or something, you know, then I'm like, okay, I'll take it. But yeah,
Okay.
three.
Yeah. So I feel like people get kind of tripped out about square energy, but when you have square to square to square to square, then it starts getting magical. Then you have this magical tension to where things can actually get done. And maybe that is where I see you um like all of a sudden. Like you kind of just came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
You know what I
let's see.
mean?
You're not the first person to say that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like that is indicative of the Jupiter. I mean, since June 9th, have things picked up for you?
Since yeah, yeah, actually, definitely.
Eh,
And it was like I was resisting it up until
hmm,
that point, like, you know.
where's that? I'm looking for the resistance. Les résistance.
Oh my God, I love that. Yeah, there was like
Yeah.
this resistance I had. Like I was already more receptive, but then I couldn't like shift into
Mm,
and it's all about my daily routine as a Virgo rising. Like I'll just have and then my Saturn's in the sixth house as well. So I'll have like
mm-hmm.
health issues. I forgot to say that by the way, with a Virgo Saturn is like if you're stressed, like you have health shit pop up. I did forget to say that.
Well,
But
yeah, and then I have like the Neptune in the sixth too, and that's very draining. Like I
yeah.
can get pretty drained, you know, um, when I get out there. And I see that happening, yeah, with the Saturn in the sixth here, but also I was just thinking about I just saw something. I lost it.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say though, is like I when I
Oh,
have to
yeah,
cycle
your
new things
Neptune.
into my routine, it's like I have to like replace them little bits at a time. If I shift the whole thing, I just like I get like sick essentially, or I have a health issue. It's crazy.
That makes sense. Oh, your part of fortune and your south node are very
Like
close to
on
my
top.
sun. So
Oh yeah.
your part of fortune and your south node are close to my sun, and my south node is close to your moon.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course we could have
That's
of
crazy.
course we could have run a composite chart, but why? Why would I make it easy? Why?
Right, right.
Why wouldn't I just try to like freaking pick through this in my head and try to remember everything? Because that's how I freaking roll. Well, anyway,
That would
that
that's good going forward. That would be like a better format next time. Just do like a you know, a synastry chart, and then you
mhm.
have both charts up, and then we can go back and forth talking about each other's chart.
Maybe that would be the better way to do it. This is just a practice episode, guys. This is the practice round.
This is fun.
But
Well, and now it's like set up. I don't have to like get stuff going. And I think we did pretty well for Mercury retrograde
oh gosh. I
though.
we'll see what the audience has to say. And you guys, thanks so
Yeah.
much for hanging in there. Oh my gosh. It's so fun to see familiar names and unfamiliar names if I don't know like what your handle is and stuff like that. And like some of you I know IRL, a lot of you I do know IRL, but some of you are YouTubers and it's just really chill. So thanks again. I really appreciate that. Do you have a chart for the Scorpio new moon or the chart of the day? Because I can pop one up if you want. Um,
Sure. It's really
what
your call.
day?
I can pull it up or
Yeah, pull it up because if you're going to talk about it, I want you to talk in software that you're familiar with, and I can just talk over you because
oh
that's what
yeah,
I
for
keep
sure.
doing. Here, you talk, and I'll just talk over
And then
you.
I put my
It'll be great.
my X profile in there if anyone wants to follow me, by the way. I was just thinking of it really quick, so I put it there.
Oh, yeah.
And then let me
Here.
go ahead and share this. All right. And then let's just do one chart and we'll get that to now. Oh, okay. No, chart. Can I here we go. Current transits. Perfect. All right.
Okay,
How
do
we
I have
doing?
to
How we
take
look?
this away? I have to remove this, and I have to add this. Okay.
And then, you know what? I'll just go back like one day, just so we're looking at the new moon chart itself.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, there we go. And we'll go a couple hours to the. Yeah, it was really interesting too. Right as Mercury came within orb of the sun,
Yeah.
we had that huge like internet outage. I was talking a little bit about it in chat like 2 days ago, two
Yeah.
mornings ago. That was wild.
And
It
then
just made me think of it because
obviously,
we're looking at this. This is like that moment last night with like the Kazemi and new moon, essentially. It'd probably be like right here. Yeah, it's like 11:15. But yeah, I mean, what? So should I just kind of? I brought up before, how we had this Kazemi come in, and it was like within 24 hours because I believe it was the day prior that we had the Epstein stuff like was going to be released, and then like Trump signed it like a couple hours before, or like it was maybe this morning or something that Trump signed the stuff for the Epstein release. But
yeah, I
really,
think it was
like
yesterday.
it's fascinating because it's they have to release it within 30 days. So
Yeah.
it's so powerful that it's like it's literally tied to this moon cycle because it's gonna,
Mm-hmm.
of course, 28 days. So it's gonna have to be released unless they like wait to the last second. But even still, it's we're going through this moon cycle, and then it's like, so we have this new moon in Scorpio where everything is like hidden and stuff like that. But then we've got the Sagittarian play where things want to come out. That's where the Mars is and the action is and all this stuff. But we were just in this place of truth mercurially that now retrograded back into Scorpio. And then like it's going to these hidden things. It's going to fetch and retrieve the hidden stuff and then bring it back into that truth of the Sagittarian light. And then when we have that new moon in Sagittarius, it's like, and even the full moon is going to be in Gemini too. So it's like what information is coming out about that? Like there's still that
Well, and
mercurial aspect.
especially, yeah, Trump's the Gemini. Um, so that could be very highlighted during the Gemini full moon. And full moons can bring death and culminations.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and of course we all like I think a lot of us are feeling the same page or on the same page with like the predictions from, David Palmer and Robert Phoenix that, like it doesn't really look like he's going to make it through his first term. So it could be something around that, like, or even like he kills himself because the info is so bad. We don't really know, and it's so hard to believe anything right now on like what the info is. Like, is Trump on it? Like that kind of seems like the obvious ploy and the obvious bait. So it makes me hesitant to believe it. But I'm certainly not coping and thinking that he's a great man or that he isn't on it. It's just so hard to like really know what to believe. But I think rounding out this moon cycle, having Mercury go back into Sag after after the retrograde here and everything, then it like brings us into this place of truth. And that would really round out my Uranus prediction of like having this information drop. It's still good for like a few more weeks, like 3 more weeks or so. So I think we kind of see it like within that time frame of really just like what's about to come out. And even when you're looking at the play of these solar flares and all that stuff, and I believe that the solar flares had a part in it and all that, but the solar flares, right, as the Mercury hits Cazimi or gets close, gets within orb, so it wasn't Cazimi yet, but that brings down the internet all of a sudden and all the Cloudflare stuff. It's like, what were they putting into the internet? What safeguards were they putting in place for information control? And this is another part of my Uranus predictions too. It's like, or it's one of the predictions I made, which are all under my highlights on my X account. But like, which ways are they going to try to control the information? Which ways are they going to double down on this stuff and like gaslight us further and be like, well, you're just crazy and everything, when everything is like falling out from under their feet and the truth is like coming out. And it's a truth on something, because I don't think they're just going to hand us the Epstein stuff, but I think there's going to be such a blunder and like such an issue going on at the very worst that there's just some bone that's thrown to us collectively. Or there's some realization. It could even be tied to Three Eye Atlas, but there's some big piece of truth we're really looking down the barrel of at coming out. And we had to have these transits in Scorpio, retrogrades and all that stuff, all this play for us to move into this place of higher truth in Sag.
Yes, and we see that the Uranus is definitely, I mean, it's massively in play here. I mean, the way I
With that
see
opposition.
the way I see Uranus usually is like, when you're watching like those old school cartoons like Rocky and Bullwinkle or something like that, like that's way before your time. It's even before my time. But like there's those old cartoons or like say Scooby-Doo, right? Where there's all this secret stuff happening in the dark. People know that there's some flim flam going on. They're not quite sure what's behind the mask, whatever. And then whoop, just because Shaggy like was eating a sandwich riding on a freaking skateboard, finally something comes uncovered. And I find Uranus energy on the mundane level to be such that just stupid luck, just stupid, dumb stuff happening. And then it like totally changes the narrative. It totally like flips the
Yeah.
narrative. Like somebody trips over their own feet when they're leaving Air Force One and then bump their head or something, or just dumb shit, or some kid could post something on their X account, it goes viral, and it completely can twist the narrative off into, like um even they can't account for everything, you know. Uranus is that little fun little sibling that like kind of keeps the party fresh.
Yeah, and I love that view of Uranus too, because it gets like a bad reputation for the volatility that it brings, the unpredictableness. But like really, it's like sometimes you need that, and that's why I'm eyeing it so much. Of course, there's the oppositions that it's undergoing right now, but I'm eyeing it so much because it's kind of like we need to depend on it, because
Mm-hmm.
they're just going to use all of their resources exponentially to keep us from knowing the truth. And it's just at this point where it's exponentially going to spiral out of control. It's like our money is just disappearing. The debt, it just keeps growing. And it's like we don't even know half the stuff. Like it's just gotten out of control at this point. And, like I'm not even going to get into all the history of it and the military industrial complex and all that stuff. But, I just ended up pulling up the Sabian symbols, looking at Uranus, and I kind
Oh
of just did
yeah.
a reversal on them since it's in retrograde. And I paid attention to the aspects it's going to be making over the next, like, I think it's like 4 or 5 months or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it really like fell in line with the things that I just know from studying too. And I'm like, yeah, I think that they know it's in the astrology and they're really trying to take care of whatever they can. Maybe Three Eye Atlas is even just like something they have in their back pocket to like throw on us or dump on us, like if they need to distract us with something, you know? But it does seem that the Epstein stuff is tied to so many things besides even just the blackmail of the politicians. You know, it's tied to the military industrial complex. It's tied to, you know, the breakaway civilization, like the money laundering and all this stuff that, you know, Catherine Austin Fitts talks about. And what she found out as the housing and urban secretary, urban development secretary, when she was trying to go over the bills and they told her to shut up and shut up, and then, you know, got sued for all these years until recently. But I'm kind of off on a tangent. I just wanted to
Well,
say that about Uranus.
it's very simple. And actually somebody that used to be in Robert's chat, but she's not really, people come and go, you know, like we all
Mhm.
kind of come and go, but she has a channel and she's been posting videos the past couple of days where she's like, our government is built on butt stuff. Like basically it's all just
Yeah,
backroom butt
yeah,
stuff. And
for
people are
real.
just like, ah, shit, they're gonna out my homie, then they're gonna out me, then they're gonna out, you know what I mean? Like things are just unraveling. And at this point, I mean, I just think that they are just like grasping at straws, just trying to just literally cover their ass. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just unraveling, man. And this is so interesting because literally I've never ever, like, this is a first for me, like right here right now, like what we're doing, like I don't do this. I don't do mundane predictions. I don't look at charts like this. I look at people and I look at energy.
Well, and
Like
this is where you can help me because like I actually am like much better at my predictions and rectifications than actually going through and reading a chart.
this is crazy.
So
Yeah, because I've never see, so we practice because like I'm looking at Uranus and you know the farmer in me is saying to myself, you know, when Uranus has just gone back into Taurus here, I'm seeing the farmers being the ones like holding down the uprisings here. I see the farmers being the ones to make the change. I see the people who are in control of the food are in control of the resources, and there's where the revolutions are going to occur. Mm, when does Uranus go direct again? When's it going to be back in Gemini?
oh geez, I should remember this too
Here, I'll look it really quick.
because I have that
Because
on.
by the time that Uranus goes back into Gemini, I think that right now, though, just this time where Uranus is going to be in Taurus, keep an eye on the farmers. Keep an
Yeah,
eye on
let's
the
take a look here.
farmers.
Oh, right back here. Oh, it's like it's actually really close to when we have Saturn and Neptune enter 0 degree Aries there on the world axis. So that's going to be something. It'll go direct at that point. That's crazy. Look at these aspects.
Yeah, just
Like
looking
right,
ahead a little bit.
like right here. I know I'm not on the exact day that it goes direct though. I'm kind of going back here. Let's
No,
see.
but you're close.
Yeah, within like okay, so it's like early February. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're at 27 degrees. Yeah, okay.
So we start going forward again, and then it's literally like not even 2 weeks later that we hit that date of the 13th, where they both move in right there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something there, and then like
Uranus is still in
I think there's no
Taurus.
aspect, but
So
and
maybe
these
like
are just
March.
messing around alone. Everything's in Aquarius. Look at that. Like all this stuff in Aquarius, not everything, but you know what I mean. Like, and then all these in Pisces here. Like everything's just really bunched up. At least, of course, there's like more asteroids and stuff like that, but I mean that's pretty significant that all the major stuff is all on one side here, essentially.
Uranus will be back in Gemini in April 25th. So I'd say between now and then, let's keep an eye on who's dealing with our food and if there's any way for farmers to cooperate and to cooperatively resist. Similar to like what we saw in Europe, particularly in Denmark. Not last summer, but the summer prior. In I think it was 2023 and in 2023 for sure. There were it began like the farm uprisings, and that was the end, sort of the end of Uranus's run in Taurus at that time, you know? So then the energy is getting thicker and stronger. So as Uranus goes back to retrograde over those same like end degrees, those critical degrees between 27 and 29, I think we're going to see an uptick in that type of energy. Would you see that too?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't there is of course the revolutionary energy that comes with it, so that makes a lot of sense, and I love that you add that too because it's something I wouldn't have really thought of, you know?
Farmer
Like
vibes.
yeah, like just like a farmer uprising. That really and it fits geopolitically with what the pulse is right now for sure. You know, I mean, if you even just look at with like the Bolshevik Revolution, and it's been a while since I researched this, so people can like correct me if I'm wrong, but like that was kind of like there were of course many things going on behind the scenes, and people can talk about like the Jewish Zionist part of it and this and that and all the others, but like the farmers were like a big part of what went down during the Bolshevik Revolution. And I
Yes.
actually now should go down. I should go back and look at the astrology back then and see what that is because I think if that's correct, would Uranus have been in the same? Uranus would have been at like the end of Gemini, or it might have been in Cancer. So we'll see here. But just thinking of Uranus off the top of my head here. But I'm going to go back and look at that. But it gives that the same vibes as that
I
of like
agree.
the farmer uprising. You see the rise of like say with what's his name, Mamdani, who just
Yeah.
got in New York and all that stuff. And like that is something I do like pretty much every weekend. I try to devote a couple hours to Dr. Karlin Boroshenko. And she's like an anti-communist and she covers the actual communist left, not like the clickbait stuff that they give to everyone. And like these people are communists, like Antifa and stuff like that, which like they are, but it's like that's all the clickbaity kind of stuff. And you know, but there's a huge surge of young people adopting communism right now, and it's like, which one do you want to win out? Because it's either going to be America first or communism, and like those are the options. Like
How do you
everything
want
else,
your Saturn? How do you want your Saturn? How do you want Daddy dished up?
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
And then it's just funny as like with Saturn, like we're going into Aries too. That's like it's pretty apt, you know. I think
That
that's
that's a really good insight there.
and
What?
I won't take credit for this because Robert Phoenix was the one who was talking about this, but it makes perfect sense. And I agree. With Jupiter right now in retrograde in Cancer, there's this fight over like MAGA essentially, or over the right wing, over the political sphere in general. But right now, the center of gravity in the political atmosphere is the America First movement because you're either moving everything you're doing is a counter signal to America First or you're with America First. Like that's just what it is right now. That's like the pulse of the politics right now. And like there's I think Nick Fuentes or some other America First person is essentially going to like hijack the movement. And I'm not even saying that's necessarily a good thing because I have my doubts on Nick Fuentes. But
Oh no, yeah, this is our opinions have nothing to do with what we're talking about. This is just what we see.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's tough because it's just fascinating for me to watch. I'm a ninth houser, so I just love politics. It's so fascinating, you know.
Yeah, and you saw my ninth house. I'm like, I'll
Yeah.
call Raffi and see what's going on in the world. So I'm just over here watching Jeopardy in the recliner, chilling, like my PBR cup, like, oh, which happens to be empty, actually. Um, but well, this should probably be, I mean, we've been going for a minute, like longer than I thought. Like actually,
Yeah,
and people
really.
people have been hanging in there, man. I don't know, maybe
Yeah, it's
next
been great.
time I'll try to be a little bit more organized and because I am well known for putting the fries in the motherfucking bag, dude. Like I get to the point. I do quick hits tarot. If you guys didn't know, I do quick hits tarot Monday through Friday, 3 card pulls, sometimes more cards. If the cards pop out, I read them. So like you know, but generally like a 3 card pull, and if you want to tune into daily energy, that's a good way to do it. You know what I mean? Like I wake up really early in the morning and I'm still in that sort of liminal state, and sometimes I pre-record the videos depending if I'm traveling and stuff like that too, which is it's still, you know, I'm still in the vibe while I'm doing it, right? Um
Yeah, I can
Raffi,
tell like you're tapping into something in the morning for sure.
oh yeah. I I stay pretty close to dream state, like almost all the time. Like I walk I walk into realms, man. I do though, dude. Um but yeah, man, yeah. I tune in Monday through Friday on those quick hits tarots. Twice a month I do new moon and full moon videos, and maybe we can get together again. We'll talk about that,
Yeah, that would be
backstage,
fun.
as they
Like
say. But
new moon
like, yeah,
versus full
like
moon.
if people seem to like, what did you guys think? Anybody in chat? I'm gonna ask chat if there's any questions or um
Yeah, I can chill for a little bit and
um
yeah, because I definitely have more
I'm gonna
predictions. I
ask if
guess I'm
there's some
not like
questions.
thinking of them right
You have
now.
more predictions?
I do
Give
have
us
some
more.
more. I mean I could let me pull up my X because I'm just like not thinking of them, it's not coming to me right now, like
Well,
other ones
and
that I think.
you post on X almost every day, is it?
Yeah.
So for people that want to follow, because seriously, this is how I keep up with the trends. You know what I mean? Like, I look to the youth. I look to the youth. Wait, how do I point to you? The
Oh,
youth.
gotta go back and look. Thanks. I was flattered that you thought I was a Pluto Sag, so I mean something's working, right?
Oh, Josie. Oh my gosh. Josie says, "Gosh, am I gonna have to join X?" Like, girl, I had to join X to follow this guy. I joined X before to follow Warlanda. And then I was like, you know what? I can get Warlanda right here on YouTube. So I just went right back to YouTube. I was like, I'm not doing X. But I went on X and I read your articles, Raffi. You're the only, and
Thanks.
I don't hang out on the internet. Like I
Oh, it
like
means I can
YouTube though.
tag
I
you
love
too.
me some YouTube. I don't know why I like YouTube so much. I like YouTube.
Yeah, it was here. Let
YouTube
me just
deleted you,
open
Dead
this
Wolf?
up.
Why? What did you say, dude? Are you
Uh-oh.
Is Dead Wolf up in here getting naughty up in the comments? Do I gotta keep a little extra eye open over here, keep my eye peeled on Dead Wolf? He crazy. He banned
Um,
Warlanda. You banned Warlanda? Oh my God. He's crazy.
okay, I just pulled up I guess I'm not screen sharing, but I'll kind of like just get a brief summary here. I'll
Yeah,
just throw out
man.
like one more prediction before we go here because I went over
Yes.
like this kind of next phase of Uranus in Taurus right now. And but then once we move over to the next degree, the Sabian symbol we have, I'll go over it here, is and I like briefly mentioned this earlier too, but two cobblers working side by side at a table. And I'll kind of paraphrase this, like this symbol shows people working together, getting along in partnership, making something of their lives through cooperation to get the result you want. Uh, you need to work cooperatively with someone, finding partners of similar skills. Two or more people can bring their special talents. Sharing the task without ego or competition. And then I kind of viewed this as a lot of people coming together, sure, but then like not really so much in that way because of the retrograde energy. There's the introspective nature of and this is actually happening from this would be like December 1st to December 29th, this whole degree. So pretty much the whole month of December is where that's going towards. And I think it's going to really tie in with this next new moon here and like whatever energy comes out around Epstein, because we're all kind of feeling this squeeze. Like there's no more like wiggle room that the administration has, that the government has, and people are just going to get like really pissed off. And I just see people coming together, but also there's like a lot of fighting that comes with it too. There's a lot of people falling out of people's lives, realizing that like what they're worth. And I think Sagittarius season is just going to be a huge part of that.
I don't use Sabian symbols in my work, but I'm fascinated because they fucking hit, man. Does YouTube delete you for like F-bombs and stuff or whatever?
Oh no,
Like they
no,
just they
it
just
should
like
be.
won't push the product to people, right? But it's like I already have, they already don't
Yeah,
push.
I think it's like it'll just I don't even know if it gives the 18 plus thing anymore for that.
It's fine.
So,
I like to throw a good F-bomb into my spice. I'm spicy.
oh yeah, you just
Uh,
add a little bit
but
of flair. Oh yeah, well, it's like I said, like
but
your
that's
sassiness, you know, like it falls into that sassiness.
Mars. The cobbler pairs up with another. Basically, what that Sabian symbol is saying to me is teamwork makes the dream work. Things are going to come in pairs. It's better to buddy up and work together. But I'm hearing,
Yeah,
or I'm seeing, or I'm getting a visual of like pairs, like a lot of different pairs coming together. And then, like you said, with the full moon in Gemini coming in, like it might be like wham wham. You
that
know
makes
what
a
I
lot of
mean?
sense.
Things might
Yeah.
come in doubles, you know,
Oh yeah.
or there might be two more than one thing involved, or it might be a partnership energy. And with that first and seventh house access of open enemies as well, like sometimes we forget that our best buddy is our like arch nemesis as well. So I think that we might have some cooperation coming in, some buddy system coming in, some mirroring coming in, kind of like what we're doing right now, like for normal people, everyday people like you and me. But for the solar people, for the like North Node people, for the people in the spotlight, for the people who like are solar eclipse people, you know what, celebrities,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
politicians and stuff like that, I think we might see that villain energy, that face off Nicolas Cage energy that like you know what I mean? Even
Yeah,
within
no.
the even within the person themselves. And especially like again, I mean not to like beat a dead horse, but with Donald Trump being a Gemini sun, I'm just curious how that moon's going to illuminate his or bring a culmination to some of his cycles.
Yeah, because it's isn't his sun in the like 11th house, right? Or is it the 10th? No, it's the 10th house.
I have never looked at that guy's chart
But that's just gonna be it, you know, and it's
ever.
like it makes you wonder, is that like does he let something slip? Because it's almost like you can even feel it coming on right now. He uh he was tweeting about like putting people to death and like retweeting about that. It was something I briefly heard this morning. But he like had a bunch of just like late night or like early morning tweets that were very regrettable and violent and just like it just wild. And it's like I would
So,
like even I would even be for it if he like could just decouple from Israel. Like you're not that guy, my dude, okay? Until you can like say no more Israel, you're just not that guy. And nothing you say that's like violent or revolutionary is really gonna be like cool. It's just gonna be cringe because you're a
yeah.
shill to Israel. You know, like I don't know what to say. But what did you? Was there something else to say? Because I'll just kind of
No, I
read
just
this
thought that that
last one.
Sabian symbol, I don't use Sabian symbols in my practice, but if it didn't, it freaking hits, dude. It hits. And not only that, but like it just sort of got me thinking about the buddies and buddying up and pairing up and how Gemini is like twos. That's
Yeah,
more my
yeah.
intuition speaking than anything.
Well, and with the Sabian symbols, I really have to get into like a deep state. So the night that I did these predictions, and like I said, they're in my highlights. Like I was in a deep state, and I really just like honed in on the symbols and looked at them, and then like put a whole thing. So, but I'll just read this last one. This is December 30th to February 3rd. Um, So I'll just read the symbol name itself. A woman in middle life stands in rapt, sudden realization of forgotten charms, in unexpected recovery of romance. And what I said was this really speaks to a collective level of new alliances being forged. Inner planets are transiting between the USA's third house of Aquarius and second house of Capricorn. So we'll have these planets crossing Pluto, blah, blah, blah. Uh, it's going to be transformational energy, completions, endings that are all going to come around our networks, possessions, money, value, all that stuff. Revaluation of these things is another word you could use. And then this brings us really close, of course, to that February 13th date, which we brought up, where the world axis resets, where we have all that stuff move in. But it really also feels like within this time we're going to see the first people go on universal basic income. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And Robert Phoenix is of course talking about this. We're waiting for this stuff coming on, but it's just like really, really bad right now in the markets. Like I think we're going to see. I mean, we've
Oh
had
yeah, I
huge
wanted you to
corrections.
talk about crypto more. Ugh. I just feel like we talk so much, like we gotta chop it up into like several episodes or something like that, just because like
Right.
we ain't long go up in here. We can't go that long go.
Yeah, and I'll kind of leave it at that. If someone
Sorry,
wants to know
play
more
on
about
words,
that.
dad joke. But I mean, I wish I could. I wish people would tune in that long, you know? Because like seriously, like when you and I talk, like we go, dude.
Yeah, we'll be going.
I could talk to you for just absolute hours. I could talk to you for probably like 4 or 5 hours straight. I probably
Oh
have.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Well, I'll let people if they want to read more of that, they can wrap up. And as far as like the markets go, I mean, I just don't think they look great astrologically at all. Um, like thank God I've sold most of my like crypto holdings. You know, I still have like a little bag, a moon bag, I call it, just in case things like really spike up. It's there, but it's not like what I'm focused on or anything like that. It's there's just huge corrections coming in, and really like as far as markets go, it's like the thing that you wouldn't expect is going to be the thing that grows so well, which is something I was already thinking, and to hear Robert Phoenix say it the other day was just like cool because he's just such a goat with astrology. I'm like, okay,
he's
cool.
so
Like I
dialed in, man. As a human being and as an astrologer, like
Oh yeah.
he's very compassionate towards the human condition, and at the same time, he has a way of honestly expressing and distilling the information in an digestible chunks.
Hmm. Yeah, he's really he like grew on me. At first I was like really drawn to David Palmer, and then like lately I've been with Robert Phoenix and stuff. I'm starting to get pulled over to Cam White. Cam White
Oh,
is
I
like just
love him.
really
Oh, I'm all
fierce. Yeah.
oh Cam. Oh, jeez. I don't think he loves me, but I love him. I don't. He doesn't know who the fuck I am. But yeah, man. Like, oh, and then Merlin. I don't know if Merlin's still here, but Merlin was cool, dude. Like, I like that
Oh
Longo
yeah,
has
yeah.
started putting that astrology content out because I don't mind non-Florida content. You know what I mean? Like the Florida stuff's cool, but honestly, like a lot of that same stuff has happened in Wisconsin my whole life, you know, the Nephilim and the circus and all that kind of stuff. So basically you've sold off most of your crypto for now. You don't see things. I mean, it was pretty much going to bust at and
Yeah.
it's in the bust phase currently.
Yeah, I guess the thing is it's like everyone was expecting one more pump of the
Mhm.
crypto coins, and it's like
Mhm.
sure, there's still that possibility when we like when we retrace in these last degrees of Uranus Taurus, like it very much gives that energy if we could have one more pump. And it lines up with the market overview I've done of like it would kind of be like between January, February at the latest, like maybe late December, like a really good pump. And it would be just like last year, which lines up with the rate cuts, and they're going to have to cut these rates soon. We're coming in with this squeeze, but yeah, I invested in like XRP at 30 cents, and then like we got all the way up to like $3.80, and it was just kind of like at a certain point, like you got to sell like a good portion of it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
And
for
so I was
you.
able to use that to like to travel to Sedona, to travel to Dallas, and really,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm getting ready to reinvest, but like I'm pretty much just accumulating money to invest until like I'm thinking like April or something like that next year. Like I think things will kind of calm down by then, but we're just shifting financial systems is the thing.
Well, April
The I
25th is when Uranus goes back into Gemini, so then the disruptions will be more of the AI nature or more of a fight for people's minds than it will be, you know, physical.
Yeah,
Um, so I think at this point, you know, investing in actual physical things that you can touch and hold and eat. You know what I mean? Like people might
exactly.
actually want to have like actual commodities like on hand for trade.
And the technology is going to come in so fast. I wonder if crypto is going to be able to keep up. You know, quantum computing is just like coming up super fast. and they say like, oh well, we'll just like switch it over to quantum computing, but it's like that's going to create a lot of disruptions. I just don't like. I'm not sure where I want to like park investments right now, and I would be. I mean, even with the S&P 500 and all the stock markets, they're going to be tokenizing those. That's going to create disruptions and major swings in the market. It's like it's a great time to just have your money and like park it in stuff like, I mean, gold, I guess too, but everything's going to be hit really hard. Like we're all going to feel pain coming
Gold
up.
is
That's the
tough,
thing.
man. Gold is
Even gold
tough.
is going to feel the pain. You've got too many people that are monopolized on it. Yes, it's a great store of value, but like, you know, it's just with what the games that they're going to play when the markets fall, like gold will fall too. It'll eventually go back up, but it's like, where do you want to park something to where it's going to hold its value if we have a crash of the currency and a crash of all assets? There's not really a lot of assets you can think of that will weather through the storm. That's the tricky part of what I've been trying to really brainstorm on.
Well, corn, because in the United States, we all love our freaking corn syrup. We're all
You were,
addicted to sugar.
you
We're,
were just talking about the farmer uprising though. That like makes me think of that, like maybe stuff with
yeah.
farming. That's actually a
Hmm.
good idea.
Honestly. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Wow.
I'm not educated in these realms of like investing and stuff like that and like what you're talking about just completely vroom. But like on some level I get what you're saying and I'm learning from you like as you speak so that I can like learn more and understand more because I don't invest in crypto. I don't know anything about it, but I have been on Earth for a minute and I watch the weather and I watch trends and
Yeah.
I I
Well,
think
and we're
that
in the same astrology as the Civil War, and they did something very similar in the Civil War with the currency that I think that they're going to do with crypto. Besides the fact that crypto looks like it's going to be used as war bonds, like they had
mm,
used, and then like of course you had the Confederate notes and the greenbacks and all that. But if you look at post Civil War, they found the Comstock vein. Actually, they found it during the Civil War, but they kept it under wraps. And then they used the silver from the Comstock vein, keeping it privatized and everything, to actually deflate the currency, to take
mhm.
currency out of circulation and then switch to a gold backed currency after being under fiat, you know, for so long. And it goes like much more in depth than all of this. I'm kind of just giving a basic overview for people, but I think crypto, because a lot of crypto is used to be backed, like they're backed by assets, backed by gold, these ISO 20022 tokens of crypto, which were the ones I was trading in primarily, they're all backed by assets like gold and stuff like that. But it's like very minuscule amounts of gold. So
Right.
they're going to be able to use that essentially electronic currency to deflate the currency. And like short term, that'll be good for some investors. But it's just like you got to really know where to park it is the thing, because some of these ones are not going to do very well. Like it once everyone gets a scent of which coin is going to be like the standard, that's going to be the one that pumps while everything else falls. And this is like part of the AI bubble that they were mentioning in chat too. I think the crypto stuff comes in with that.
Do you remember GameStop?
Yeah.
Remember that? What was that? Like not last year, but the year before was it 2023?
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago, I think.
What if something like that disrupts, you know, the currency system? Like what if everybody does decide to like just go ahead and invest in um soybeans because like here I go like speaking things into reality, but listen, like um there's a huge connection between soybeans and soy sauce, right?
Yeah.
Who runs a lot of the world in terms of economics right now? Asia. What is the biggest export from the United States to China? And where does it come from? I think one of the largest exports from the United States to China comes from Wisconsin, and I believe it is soy sauce. I would
Hmm.
honestly
That sounds like a
invest.
great investment. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd have to
like
look at the chart to see where it's at, but that sounds like it's gonna have to be stuff. It's like you were talking about with Uranus Taurus. It has to be stuff like physical stuff that you like need.
And weird
because
shit too, like weird shit that you wouldn't think of.
yeah,
Like soy
exactly.
sauce, like, dude,
It's the thing you wouldn't think
you
of
heard it
that
here
like
first.
everyone just looks past, and that's a boring, like a totally boring investment that never moves right now, but like it will
Kiko
move when that
mints.
happens.
Keep your eye on Kiko mints. Keep your eye on Wendy's. Keep your eye on fucking what's that guy Warren Buffett, what's his Dairy Queen? Like keep
Oh,
your
Warren.
eye on stuff like that because fast food is on the down right now, man. Like they're losing money. So it'd be a great time to buy. It'd be a great time to buy into food, any type of food. Because fast food, it's never gonna die. Like those chains are never gonna die. Wendy's is not going anywhere. Like Dairy Queen's not going anywhere. All they're gonna have to do is change their formula. Like they're gonna have to change their product because
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
people don't like their products anymore. Kind of like McDonald's, people don't like their products anymore. But McDonald's isn't going fucking anywhere. So they're gonna have to change to get butts. You know what I mean? They're not just gonna
Yeah, it's a
close.
great insight. Great insight. I
You know what I
agree
mean?
totally.
I always thought the McDonald's should take their fry oil. This is so on topic, but I always thought that they should take their fry oil and convert it into biofuel. That could save their brand.
It's sad that they could too. It's like, oh, there's like so much. I mean, everyone says that with the seed oils that, that's literally like used in cars, or part of it is, or something like that. I don't know the exact.
There's a lot of solutions, man. We just got to get the right people to
Just we can run the Ronald McDonald's car on McDonald's.
Yeah, dude. Like we jump out of the car like a bunch of like clowns. Like, bro, I'll be Grimace, dude. I get to be the purple dude.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
Oh my goodness.
But what was the last thing that you were saying about crypto? Did I cut you off? I think
I
I'm
think
about.
I pretty much. Well, it was just like the stuff with the Civil War. I mean, it's really just
Oh,
that
oh yeah.
the strategic reserve seems to be like the war bonds.
And
The crypto
deflating
strategic reserve is
currency.
like, and it will be used to deflate the currency. I think we're going to go into a period of major deflation, and people think
And
that's good, but it's like not so good. Like it's good. The end goal of it is like kind of good, to like not be in so much inflation, but the going through the deflation fucking sucks.
it does. And also, it will tempt a lot of people to want to do the universal basic income because they
Yeah. And
And
they
like,
literally can use the deflation because it will be through stable coins with the universal basic income. They'll actually be able to do it in such a way that they can still deflate the currency while sending out the universal basic income. So it's
I would definitely keep my eye on that April 25th, man. Taurus season, dude. Like Taurus going into Gemini, like Taurus season, and then going into Gemini season next year. Man, next
yeah,
spring's gonna
and
be lit, dude. Like I say, like
digital
I don't look,
ID is
I
like pretty
don't,
much ready. I expect digital ID or the first way, like somewhere around or leading up to that, like there's going to be huge play with digital ID, and Apple just added the digital ID to their phone. Has like, did you? I don't know if you guys know about that. I might have mentioned that earlier, but they just added your whole passport, digital ID. It's like now available on your phone. So
is
it's
it
like
automatic
we're
in the
getting ready.
update or you can choose to have it or not?
It must be in the latest update. I just remember getting an email for it, and then it's through your Apple Wallet.
Okay. Well, here we
Oh
go.
yeah,
Here we
yeah.
go.
Like let's roll up our sleeves. Good thing we got 5 planets retrograde, so we can prepare.
And good thing I have cheese as currency. And like Janice was saying, she's got goat milk. I mean, it's going to be one way or the other. You're either going to be trading like stuff that you have, or you're going to be in that system and you're going to be lit. But like in a system like that, you can only be so lit. You know what I mean? And the people who were going to be doing well, like they've already done what they were going to do and they're already out. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, I mean, for people like you though, now I'm sure you watched the astrology before you did your investing.
Oh yeah, that's kind of like the final card that brought me full into astrology, actually. That's the funny part. Is I was like I was starting to invest like a lot of my money into XRP and stuff, and then all of a sudden I found this guy named Waters Above who used astrology for investing. And then so he kind of like told me good times to invest. And then through him, the algorithm gave me David Palmer. And then through David Palmer, I got Robert Phoenix.
Stop it. I can't
Yeah.
believe that. So, wow. Wow. Yeah, like I don't I usually stumble upon people like through something else. The algorithm very rarely brings me anything good. It brought me Tarot Ship with Jimmy. That was a good one.
Oh, cool.
But apart
Dude,
from
that my
that,
algorithm's freaking great. It
mine's not so great.
gives me
Probably
so
because I
much.
don't feed it. I don't feed it. I starve it. My algorithm is as skinny as me.
Starve it.
I just give it little nibbles. That's it. Fuck you, algorithm. You starve. No, but I mean, yeah, I do feel like my intuition drives a lot of my predictions. I don't like to say that I'm a psychic person because aren't we all? You know, I'm not any more tuned in than anybody else. I just see it differently. And the way that I express the way that I see things, it kind of like strikes a chord sometimes for people. Whether it's a good chord or whether it's a dissonant chord, I guess you're gonna have to ask the person who I'm,
Yeah.
expressing my predictions to or whatever. It's not even a prediction, it's just more of like a vibe or an insight that I kind of feel. But like, yeah, like I don't read the news, like I don't know what the fuck is going on in the world really, but I do, but at the same time I do. Like when I do read the
Yeah.
headlines, I'm like, oh, well, I'm not surprised. Like I felt that, or I dreamt it,
Yeah.
or I
That's what's
saw
so
that.
cool about us coming together because it's like we've got these
Mm-hmm.
two sides of it, like of me
Mm-hmm.
having like a lot of the information. And then as far as like my intuitive space, it's like I mentioned earlier, like I remember past lives and stuff like that, but I don't have like the earthly sense. Like I said, I'm more celestial. So it's like I don't have that earthly sense of intuitiveness of what's coming. It's more like dream space things coming in and little things like that using the astrology understanding geopolitics and just kind of seeing what looks obvious you
Mm-hmm.
know
I dream and I see what's coming and then I try to change it. I try to
oh
get in
yeah,
there,
yeah,
try to
those are
get
the
in there
best
and kind of
ones.
kind of tootle around with the little sparkles. You know what I'm saying? And I mean by that, all I mean is that I try to vibe out, man. Like I don't practice any kind of crazy crafting or any of that stuff. I don't push on reality, but I see reality, like, and I see it coming, and it's nice to talk to you, Raffi. Thank you so much because like sometimes when I speak about what I see and I don't necessarily have empirical evidence to back it up or even a freaking slideshow or, even a chart that I'm looking at, I'm just sort of talking. Sometimes I get like that Cassandra complex, where like I'll say what I see and then people are like, shoot the messenger. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
hate me. And then like with the whole COVID thing, when that all rolled out, I mean, you and me and a lot of us who are here right now, we were all over that shit, from the start. But it's
yeah, yeah,
taken a little while for the rest to catch up sometimes. And it's nice to have these
yeah.
kind of conversations with you because I know that you're open to what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's pretty astonishing with COVID. I was like abusing alcohol at that time and I still didn't like fall for that you
You were
know
like, I was half in the bag and I still didn't fall for that
Yeah,
shit.
like it
Man, I
was
was
just
drunk
like
off my ass and they still didn't fool me.
They
Okay?
could they could have offered me a cheeseburger for it, and
Off
I would
my
have I
ass a
would have considered
cheeseburger.
it, you know.
Fuck.
But I'm
Well,
just like,
shit.
really, people? Like you had your wits about you and everything, and you chose
Yeah,
that?
man, you were sober and you went for this shit. Like, yeah. No. Well, I think that's a good time to wrap it up. I'm gonna try to go.
Yeah.
I love watching. If you guys have never tuned in, maybe you want to tune in after this. Jimmy Church Radio. He does a show called Fade to Black, and that's where I also get a lot of my like current event and or zeitgeist information because every now and again I gotta pop my head out from under the rock from which I live and see what people think and see what people are doing in other realms. You've probably met him before, Raffi, at Contact in the Desert, or he's the
I met him
MC
at Sedona earlier this year.
in Sedona.
Yeah.
Yep. I think he's gonna be there again this year. Molly McCord's gonna be there this year.
Molly McCord. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going.
Yes.
That's amazing. I love her.
I know. I'm so tempted. I'm so
I have like
tempted.
all of my astrology teachers are men. So when I need a little bit of like female energy, divine feminine energy, I like turn on Molly McCord. She's awesome. She just
Molly
uplifts
McCord
me.
is a master. She's an energetic master and like an astrological master. Oh, did you
I
run
like
out of
lost my
battery?
my hearing here.
Okay. Well, it's time to go anyway. We got to get going.
There.
Oh no, who stepped on a
Yeah, yeah.
toothpick?
Okay, I can hear you again, but
You
we're gonna
stepped
get
on a
going.
toothpick, sweetheart?
Oh,
Aw. Um, Join the world on occasion, SB. Yeah, I know. I gotta join the world on occasion. As much as I try to just hermit hermit myself. Hey, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're interested in chopping it up with us on here sometime, why don't you shoot me an email? I think I put the link in here. I'll do it again. But yeah, if anybody ever wants to like get a hold of me, and if you don't have my that's the way that you can get a hold of me. If anybody ever needs to get a hold of me or book a session, and then Rafi can put his information in the chat too. So and I'd like to thank a lot of you who have already gotten sessions. I really do appreciate it. It helps me continue this work. Um I wouldn't be able to do stuff like this. I wouldn't be able to do like these live streams and sort of develop my 10th house as we all saw lit up in my chart. So it's all thanks to these relationships that and mostly it's thanks to yeah, David Palmer, Robert Phoenix, um my teacher. I have so many teachers, but I mean specifically those two really brought us together, all of us here. So I'd like to really be grateful for that. And yeah, thanks so much. I really love you. Thank you very much.
yeah, I love you too. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Like, great opportunity to really make sure that I can keep myself accountable on like focusing on actually making videos, making my channel and all that. It's like as I'm hitting all this expansion that you talked about, and it's just it's always incredible. It's like we could go for another 2 hours too. It's like
I
crazy,
know
but
we
yeah,
really could. Maybe one day we'll be longo status, but we gotta stumble our way through first. We'll just do these practice sessions first for it's just our friends.
yeah,
Friends
this
and
was this
family
was good.
session. Not that I hope you guys aren't getting a bad product too. Like I hope you guys, had fun hanging out with us. I mean, you're basically just like listening in on a chit chat that we would have, like this is just how we talk. So love you. Thank you. Thank you, wise wizard. You and Longo have great chemistry too. And
Yeah, yeah, really.
yeah, and you know, we have lofty goals of like talking with you guys sometime. Maybe come, you can come my house or yours, my virtual house or your, whatever. But yeah, like I just want to throw it out there that anybody that's in the chat that is not necessarily a practicing astrologer, I still really think that a lot of you are very astute astrologers and you can see things that I can't. And I appreciate the input.
Yep. And I'll just reiterate, like I specialize in mundane astrology, chart rectifications, guessing birth time and all that. Of course, I can read a chart like I read yours, but definitely my specialties are like in those two areas. So if you ever want me to cast anything out for you or anything like that, or just talk about my methods, like feel free to hit me up. And yeah, I'm on Twitter, Classy Raffi.
Thank you, Classy Raffi. And next time we come on, I'm gonna put his ass in the hot seat and we're gonna we're gonna look all over your chart and see where all your sparkles come from.
It'll be fun.
But yeah, I talk too much and I just felt like it would go over a little too long if I did the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
I felt the same way. So you're good.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks again and take good care. God love you and protect you.
Love you guys.
I'm gonna keep you on here, I think, but I'm gonna end the stream.
Okay.
Okay, so end stream. Yes.